Okay. So I am from Rajasthan, and there's this very beautiful city named Ajmer. I
Okay.
belong particularly from that. The roots are, of course, coming from UP, but we have all been brought up in, you know, being held here in Rajasthan, and it's a beautiful place. And so everyone knows me with the name of Soumya Sharma Captures. That's what my YouTube channel is about. So it's more of when I started this channel, I like everyone to get into this back history. I didn't started this channel for a fact that I need to earn money or I just need to make a good fortune or this or that, which most of the people do. I just started this YouTube channel for a fact that it was in my bucket list. And once I was having a discussion with a lot of friends, and they just came to me and they just said that, you just get this life. And then, that just clicked. They said it in some other sense, and that just clicked. I said, yes, what am I even, giving a second thought for? This is the time. Let's just do it. So that was exactly what was coming into my head. And that's when I started this channel with the influence of my friends, of course, thinking that, Zindagi na milegi dobara was the mindset. And here is this channel. And, it was never like that, okay, I'm hustling for anything in this.
Okay.
It was just like, I don't have any strategy in terms of, okay, what I want to sell. It's not a selling thing for me. It's more of the thing that I'm bringing my dreams to reality by this channel, where I am showing what I am doing in general. And I just have this one slogan for myself that, showing emotions as it is. There are a lot of YouTubers who, just show you some XYZ fortune that they are making crores and lakhs. Of course, I'm not making any, but I think satisfaction is what does really matter in the end. And I'm satisfied with whatever I have in terms of this YouTube, and particularly referring to my channel, Soumya Sharma Captures.
So
And
basically,
answering to the
you are documenting.
yeah, please.
Basically, you want to document your every experience. You want to say like that.
Sort
Kind
of.
of.
Actually, the thing was, Jay, I used to travel like a lot. Hell lot of traveling is what I have done in past years. But then I didn't have this YouTube channel.
Okay.
And the day I started this YouTube channel, I don't know how come there's a question mark on my traveling journey. So there has been like,
Okay.
I started this channel for the traveling part, and now traveling is nowhere to be found. So that's what I would say. This life is a roller coaster. And yes, this channel has also been a roller coaster for me, like that way. But I just believe that, just managing it with a drift is what this channel is all about.
Because of your job, you stopped traveling, or because of some
No.
responsibility to this house or family or something like that?
Actually, Jay, to be very honest with you, it was not like that someone stopped doing your stuff. Obviously, when you just start doing your jobs and stuff, so obviously there is a, like stake to it. But it was not like that, I was doing it on a continuous patch. But I just need like 2 days, I'll just go and just, give a shot to a trip. It was just like that. But in the past, there was a lot of things going here and there. And because of which, of course, there were a lot of dynamics involved, and because of which I couldn't do it. So there's not a factor involved. There's a lot of dynamism to it, I believe.
And what did you study, and what is your job profile right now? How many years of experience?
So I'll be very to cut honest. I have done a BA integrated course, which was a new tech kind of a thing in the market. So I did that. Then from there, I went to Azim Premji University, Bangalore, where I did my master's in arts and education, which is like,
that's
I believe
cool.
now India's most leading. Yeah,
So
sorry.
you are a student of Azim Premji Foundation. That's very good
Not
experience.
Azim Premji Foundation. I'm a student of Azim Premji University.
Yeah, basically, yeah, Azim
Foundation
Premji.
is a bigger.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so they have development studies and a lot of education related courses.
Lot of education.
That's cool. That's cool.
So that's what. So
really good
yeah, I
experience.
did my master's. It was a very fulfilling experience. And then I did from there, and I got into this. There was this campus placement thing that happened. And so here I am working in one of the school, as I am a person who has always, wanted to work in the field of education and improvise it on a larger picture is what my aim was all about all the time. So here I am dwelling in the field.
And
right now I'm working up as a teacher.
And are you in Bangalore, or you working somewhere else?
No. I am right now in my hometown. So that course happened, I was just I was from the batch of 2024. I was in the class of 2024. I passed, and then here I am dwelling in the fields.
And which kind of jobs people do after that? Maybe they do means they join as a maybe management or writing course curriculum or teaching basic subjects. What do people do after this course?
So after MA in education, it's not like we do one thing. We do
Multiple things.
curriculums. You can go into, a lot of things. It's not like one. It's just related to all the things that are related to education is what we get through with this course. Like particularly when I'll talk about in those 2 years, we studied around like 15 to 16 subjects. So like imagine the type of life we were having there, getting every time we are getting into field emotions, getting into fields, and then getting into organizational things, go there, observe, work into those organizations, then working with SCERT close. So there was a lot of things that we got to know from there. And when it comes to what you can do, you can go into corporate sector, you can go into like everything, or rather anything or rather everything when it comes to education, because I believe each and everything or each and every field is somewhere or the other related to education in the end. So anyway, like with MA in education, the limit is the sky, I believe. I think that's the most comprehensive answer I can give to that question.
And how about your class profile? Like maybe from which field they come from and what is the age range? Maybe if you like to explain, because I guess
Yeah, why not?
Azim Premji invite all type of people in this course. Like there is not some constraint like 30 years old don't join these or something like that, or what are the criteria?
No. That's not the case with MA in education. I can still say like there were people of 54, 60 ages, and also there were like people like me who were just 21. So there was like a lot of age cohort that you get to see, and there are a lot of beautiful and lot of meaningful experiences that come in that class, and in those type of, and they fuse such individuals together of different ages, bringing up different dynamics to that class. So Azim Premji University is all about that diversity. To be a bit precise about it, I would like to just take 2 minutes for Azim Premji University. When I went there, I wasn't very sure, just to take you back in the journey. And when I asked some of my relatives and stuff, so they were like, no, you just think about it, might not be a good decision and all that. And then one fine day, my father just came and he said, if you want to go, I'll be there. You just go. I'll support you out. And that's when I landed up there. And it was from there, and I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life till date. From there, I can say, keeping my 20 years apart, 23 years apart, and keeping those 2 years apart, I think
That
they
was
just
the
both sound equal to
greatest
me.
experience.
It's such greatest. Like I am so grateful to this institution. There are great people, great minds, and there is no one who would come to you and say, no, you are wrong. I have never heard
So
in my 2
basically,
years of
positive vibration. It's not like they are just want to make money from students. So you never feel.
No,
You
no, no.
feel.
That's never the case. There are students who have 100% scholarship. Like everything is being given to them, from food to residence to, medical facilities and everything. Nothing is being paid by their pockets. Like imagine if you are going on field, they're literally sponsoring 100% of those expenses, which includes your train, your food, everything. With Azim Premji University, you would see that there is no differentiation. Like there's each and every professor has a different dynamics to them. There is a professor who would, literally help. They'll do concerts for you. They sing absolutely like such a melodious voice. So there's a lot of different type of personalities. There are people who have, done their studies totally in abroad. They are the students of Azim Premji University. They are the teachers there. They are the professors there. And, it is a very different type of education system, I believe. When I'll talk about Azim Premji University and going from background that I come. So, from a traditional type of education system, Azim Premji University stands totally different. They just, give you that much amount of exposure that you'll have a lot of fun, yet you'll have education like literally going by and by. So when we talk about the balance, how it's done, I think Azim Premji University is the perfect example. Each and every student being there, there's a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot of reflection that they put you into. So
And
everything is being openly talked of, from gender to, sexualities to like everything. Each and every culture is being celebrated. North, south, east, west, everyone is there. So, when I think I can't even justify my words about that place. That's like, I believe Azim Premji University for me, because I have been into that space for 2 years, is a sacred place. So, it's like
real
a
India,
very
you experience real
real
India
India, like
in 2 years.
absolutely.
Okay, that's good. And one more thing that I guess a lot of people come to Rajasthan for studying in Banasthali University, so they also offer MA in education, I guess. And I also,
Banasthali. Okay, so Jay, just to take you a bit back, I did my BA integrated course from Banasthali only.
okay, BA. So basically, Banasthali University is also like a mini town because it has a lots of
Yeah,
course
it
and
is.
little town, you can say. Because I also met a few girls from Banasthali while I was in. There is one yatra called Narmada Prerana Yatra,
Mm-hmm.
organized by one
Oh,
organization.
great.
So in that,
Mm-hmm.
I met maybe around 10 Banasthali University girls. So they talk about
Yeah,
these all things. How is the Banasthali University? They have a horse riding, and people can also take classes of pilot and a lot of things like that.
hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Jay, I can hear you.
So, so that was a very great experience, and after that, I also check out, about Banasthali University. So it's really, really amazing experience over there.
Indeed. In Banasthali, we used to have this popular saying कि Banasthali के हर कोने में हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ होता है. So it was never like that. In Banasthali, every
Yeah.
day there used to be an event. And literally, like when I started experiencing that, and then I was having this thing, I didn't have this any YouTube channel and stuff, but I
Mhm.
just sometimes feel that the richness that Banasthali had, the cultural richness,
Mhm.
the culture that you have in Banasthali, the warmth of Banasthali is something that I have missed throughout, because then this channel didn't even existed.
That's the interesting thing. And after that, I guess a lot of people also apply for MA in education in Tata Institute of Social Science.
Yeah, that's
So
great. That's
maybe,
also a very great institution. I even did. But
okay.
once I got into like that thing, I'll be very honest. It's like I'm not justifying that, since I went into Azim Premji University. So obviously that's like the best out of all for me. But Tata Institute of Social Sciences is also one of the very great institutes. But still, I don't know how come, but I just had this very intuitive feeling that I really want to go into APU only. So
Mhm.
that was the case with me. So yes, indeed, Tata Institute is also one of the great and the leading institutions of India in terms of education and the work they are putting out. So that's really great.
And how is your experience with Bengaluru? But yeah, actually, you stayed in hostel, so maybe a few struggles people faced, like hunting for a room or PG. Maybe you didn't do it.
No, no, no. Actually, Jay, with Azim Premji University,
You
they
don't
have
need it.
this 40-floor building,
Yeah.
41-floor building. Every room, they have two people who would live there. Okay,
Mm.
so that was never the case. Azim Premji University has the biggest hostel of all.
Yeah.
And it was never the case in Azim Premji University for sure. There are struggles because when two people of different culture are coming together, obviously there are gonna be, in Hindi there is this proverb कि जब चार थालियां साथ रहेंगी तो बजेंगी जरूर.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what they also do it. There was only one struggle with Azim Premji University, and that was the lift. I used to live on 24th floor.
Oh
And
my
once,
God.
I don't know how come, this alarm drill was, this fire drill was being practiced.
Uh-huh.
And imagine climbing down from 24th floor by stairs, running down because of the fact that, there's this fire drill being practiced.
Okay.
And we were not aware about the drill. We thought that there's fire and we all started gushing down. Imagine people walking from 39th floor. So that's the only struggle I think we have had in terms of hostel for Azim Premji University. Rest everything was great.
So it was kind of bungee jumping you have done in your life, kind of that kind of experience.
The bungee jumping was done, but the leg pain after that, for the next 2 weeks, we all were like done. We couldn't even walk properly. So that was like, maybe like I can term that as a struggle for sure.
Because in as you lived on the campus, so maybe you never experience everyday traffic issues and water shortage issue in Bangalore. Uh, but
So
still, if you
Azim
like,
Premji University is actually based in an area called Sarjapura, which is in the border of Karnataka and Tamil
yeah,
Nadu, if I'm not wrong. So, because of that, there was still traffic. It wasn't like that. It was very smooth. So whenever we used to come from, let's say, any station or any airport, so we used to face that traffic a lot. I have personally faced that traffic. Like my flight landed at 2 and I reached my hostel at 8.
oh, my God.
And I was like, I want to go to tea, I want to have water, I just need to eat something. And you are just stuck in that traffic. So yeah, I have experienced that traffic. And obviously on weekends in Azim Premji University, there's only 5 days of college. So those 2 days used to be like, they give you that space. Like that's the beauty of this organization, this place, that they would never stop the students to, explore. Like in traditional systems, what do we have? कि बच्चा अगर free है तो उसको और पकड़ लो. Like bring that child there. Keep the child compressed. Azim Premji University, you will never see, or you will ever have that feeling, because it's always just about, how much freedom they can give you. They always say that you are free, and you yourself need to just realize, you know, your limit. So there's never like, they always say you can dress up the way you want. You can do whatever you want, but you're not supposed to harm or, affect others in any way possible. So that's how that place is. No restrictions, yet restrictions. No rules, yet so many rules. So, there's a contrast. I think Azim Premji University, I haven't seen any institute. I have been when I was there, I went to multiple institutes. I did this, I did that. But that type of culture, that type of ambience, that type of like everything, biggest professor, like the biggest of the biggest professors are there. You will say literally, this was one of my experiences. I have always seen, whenever professor comes, what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stand and greet them. Good morning, sir. In Azim Premji University, they would not do that with you. If you will call them sir, professors are that much, I would say free with their mindset. They would say, oh, don't call me sir. Just call me by my name. Professors literally are crossing you and they'll say you hi. Have you ever seen like the traditional professors coming and saying you hi or bye or how are you? And randomly they are walking and they'll be like, hey, hi, how are you? And I was astonished by the fact. I'm like, are you talking to me? And he's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. How are you? And I'm like, okay, that's new for me. So that's what Azim Premji is about. There's like, I don't even think like talking about Azim. I can talk for days and days, and then also like there'll be like some or the other thing that I'll miss out. That's the beauty of that place.
And how about traveling around Bangalore or maybe Karnataka?
Mm-hmm.
Which places did you travel?
So,
Would you like to share?
Sure. When I was in Bangalore, then I traveled to Kerala. I went to Tamil Nadu. I went to Coimbatore. So there was a lot of places, then and there that we used to cover. And then on every field immersions, they send you to a different place.
So basically, you travel around maybe a lot of states around Karnataka, or maybe we can say Bangalore. That's good. That's cool. Very nice. So, and they have a field immersion on every semester.
Yeah. So there are 4 semesters. No. Actually, there are 3 immersions that we get.
Uh-huh.
And like the 4th one is like the 3rd one. Actually, there are 3. So one is like some 12 days stuff, and then the other one is 21 days, and the last one is like for 3 months. And then once you come back from those 3, and then there's, like a lot of work that you are doing. There's a research that they ask you to do. And then you collect the data before on like your internships and stuff. So that's the way it works there. So 4 semesters, 3 internships. and of different time spacing and stuff. So that's the way it works there.
Mhm.
There are a lot of fellowship programs, to be honest. When it comes to Teach for India, it was, as much as I can recall, this was one of the organizations that did came in APU, Azim Premji University, for campus placements and stuff. So there they have this program for, I guess, 2 years, if I'm not wrong. And then, then there is this fellowship, I think, I don't remember the name, which is done in South Africa, African continents. Then there was
Mhm.
this organization which came for the fellowship program in Uganda.
Mhm.
So, there were a lot of fellowships that we have. There are obviously international fellowships even. So there are lots and lots of fellowships being done abroad and even in
Mhm.
India. Teach for
Mhm.
India and TFI and the Gandhi Fellowship. Those are the most popular ones. But there are a lot of organizations which do offer a lot of fellowship programs which are related to teaching, of course. When it comes to Azim Premji Foundation, because that was the last institution that I have been into, I think they don't offer any sort of fellowship flagship program. So in my information, as much information I am having, I don't think there's any for APU. But when it comes to India or nations, there are a lot of stuff when it comes to fellowship. And I think there are different areas that fellowships are being done in.
And actually, as I
Some are
told
paid
you,
and some are unpaid, and some are those fellowships where you have to pay money. So, in India, we have a lot of diversity into that for sure.
so basically, I just want to ask because as I told you that I met few students of Banasthali. So there is one girl. She
Mm-hmm.
she was doing maybe BB or something. She was
Mm-hmm.
confused about her career, and I told her to maybe try in a TIS or something. Few fellowship program I suggested. So she didn't clear the exam for TIS, but she joined the Gandhi Fellowship, and after that she went to one 2 year, maybe it's a 2 year or 3 year program, I don't remember, but the program run by Delhi government. So over there she got
Mm-hmm.
maybe salary of maybe 50-60,000. So that's why I'm asking that maybe if you can share a few things like this, where because
Mm-hmm. So what for
like
the fellowship, Ajay, there is, oh, sorry, yeah.
yeah, so Gandhi Fellowship, maybe they pay around 20,000. Teach for India is also nearby that. And as an example, in India or in Gujarat as well, there are a lot of B.Ed college. So every year there are a huge amount of
Mm-hmm.
teachers are graduated. But recently I was talking with one
Mm-hmm.
small school in our nearby city. So one side they said that
Mm-hmm.
we can't find or we can't retain good teachers. On the same time, they don't want to pay more than 8 or 12,000 rupees per month. And those
Mm-hmm.
B.Ed graduates study in a city. The same situation here as well, but they sign on maybe 25 to 30,000 salary, but they get 12,000 salary on hand. So I just want to know that it's also a very big struggle for teachers. uh, so I just want to know how your experience maybe in the Banasthali, what your friends are doing after masters, what they are doing or something like that. How means yeah, maybe you can share
So you
about
want to dwell in this field with my experience, or do you
yeah,
want me to go with the
your
lines like,
no your
fellowship in
experience.
general, or it's good to do or not that way? Like which way do you want to go?
Yeah, means you can share about your experience as much as you are connected with your Banasthali friends or connected with maybe
Okay,
your
so you want me to focus only on Banasthali?
both.
See, Ajay, let's
You
be
can
very
also share
specific.
about.
Banasthali, Banasthali and APU were two different things. Like, trust me on that. APU, Banasthali, two different landscapes. I think yesterday when we were having a lot of conversation, I think I have told you enough to just picturize. Both of them are
Yeah.
very different. So my Banasthali friends are doing like literally different things comparison to my APU friends. there's like a lot of range in between the two of them. So which one do you want me to focus is the way I'll,
You can
dwell with
share
this
about maybe
conversation.
you can share about Banasthali B.Ed students. What means which kind of
Okay.
upgrades they do? Like one is masters in
Mhm.
education. Maybe some people go for this kind of fellowship. Maybe few students are preparing for government exams to get a job in government schools. Uh, some
Hmm.
people do MEd or something like that. What are the other things they can do? What they are doing, whatever
Hmm.
you.
Okay. Should I start then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so before I start, Jay, I hope you know this that whenever we are conversing in an online mode, so what
Okay.
happens? There is, I don't know, because of the network lag, I just start speaking. Okay.
Okay.
And you are just speaking and I just cut your words. Okay. It's not something that I'm doing deliberately. It's for the network flaw. Okay. It seems that you just stopped and then I just start speaking. So whenever you are speaking, then I would request you to just, bit loud so that I can hear you clearly because obviously laptops doesn't have that much amount of good speakers.
No,
So
it's
something
okay.
that I can give a feedback by your channel for sure.
No, no, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now when it comes to, let's go bit by bit. First, I'll talk about some fellowships. So when we're talking about fellowships, it's a very big myth that in fellowships you are always being paid. No, that's not the case. There are lots and lots of fellowship where you have to pay literally fee in lakhs just to get enrolled into it and just for that course. So there's a big myth. When it comes to fellowship, so obviously when I was doing my masters, then obviously there was a whole, I can say with APU, there's this pan-India kind of a thing. People are coming from very different geographies. There were people who have done TFI, that is Teach for India, Gandhi Fellowship. There were lots of fellowship that these people have done and then they were there. So, when it comes to, let's say, fellowship, it's always good to do a fellowship because it gives you a lot of, hands-on experience
Mm-hmm.
in the field. But when it comes to counting that into experience, let me tell you, I have given like a lot of interviews in a lot of different organizations, and I got to realize that even when you work, like literally you do hardcore work of in your
Mm-hmm.
fellowship, that doesn't count. So when you
Mm-hmm.
will enroll into some field, they will say, no, you have 0 years of experience. And that was the case with few of my friends who were into TFI and they, did Teach for India Fellowship. And when they came up and then they were like, no, you don't have any experience. And they were like, no, we have, done this and that. They were like, no, 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 that's a part of, these are the few things that we need to look at. And when it comes to fellowship, so there were a lot of people who had done Gandhi Fellowship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now they are coming to do second fellowship. In my opinion and the cohort that I have talked to, I've always listened to this fact that doing two fellowships together or just doing two
One
fellowships
after.
is not a good idea because somewhere or the other the experience wise they are pretty much the same when it comes to Teach for India because that's where that's the organization that I sat into when it was my placement time. There was only one thing that was pretty clear for Teach for India, and that is that if you get enrolled into that, it's a beautiful place to learn, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. When it comes to the fellowship part, that's what I think I have talked about that part. Now let's talk about the B.Ed part. So as we all know, I did a BA B.Ed accredited course from Banasthali. For all those people who don't know what Banasthali is, so Banasthali is not a, it's like Banasthali is a Vidyapith. Okay, so the whole name is Banasthali Vidyapith, and there are around 16,000 girls is what a rough count is being said, and it is Asia's second largest women residential university, to be bit precise on what Banasthali Vidyapith is all about. It was started by Hiralal Shastri, who was a political figure of Rajasthan, and he started this organization in the memory of his daughter, who,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so that's a brief history about Banasthali. There's a lot of great things that also come there and there about it. But rather than getting into Banasthali's history, I'll talk about this BA B.Ed program. So BA B.Ed program in Rajasthan in India is being offered by a lot of organizations. So I chose Banasthali for that. Banasthali in Rajasthan is like one of the top-notch college for girls, I couldn't say particularly, to be a bit more specific in this. And then after doing BA, there are like the sky's the limit. When you do BA, there is no field which is closed for you. It's just that way. So now, obviously, if I'm saying that I'll do a BA and then I'll get into engineering, so that doesn't go. But with BA, once you do your BA, BEd, it's a 4-year program. So if you'll do 2 programs separately like BA, then it's for 3 years, and BEd, then it's for 2 years. But when you combine it, it just gets a 4-year program where you face 8 semesters, and continuously they make you dwell in the field, they make you do a lot of internships, obviously, and those internships, when we do apply for different positions, that doesn't count. And this is like a feedback that I always think in my head, that you're not counting the experience I have had once I was doing an internship. But because you are like, no, you don't have. But how about those who haven't done any internship and are here, and in comparison to those who have done like hell lot of internships in that time? Speaking on the fact that what top fields are open, so obviously there are this field of government job which is open for everyone. It's not any subject specific and stuff. There is MEd, Masters in Education. There is also Master in Arts in Education, which is these are 2 different programs. People obviously think that I did MEd. No, I did Master of Arts in Education, which is very different from a traditional MEd program. And then from that you can get into MBAs and like pretty much everything, anything or other everything is what I would say. So what all fields are open in terms of BEd? The teaching field is the main field for BEd. But I have seen people, when it comes to people who were there with me in Banasthali and now where are they? Are they struggling or not? I believe struggle is into our life every day. So I would not, I would rather like choose to say that it's their way of looking at life. Maybe some might think that this is a struggle. Some might think that, they are being normal. So it's just that way. But majority of the people got for their higher education. A lot of them got to get married. So there's a whole bunch of people. There were people like me, who went for higher studies into different parts of India and, doing this and doing that. There were also some who just did their BA, BEd and they got married. So there were some who literally opened their own organizations. There were some who changed their field, switched their field, and dwelling and finding a way in this universe by their own ways. So there is like, I can say there's a whole range of people and whole range of practices and people and their activities that they have been doing, which we can clearly see after this BEd program, for particularly talking about Banasthali. And the third thing that you wanted me to talk about is when we talk about government exams and stuff, yes, people are, but I have obviously seen and observed this trend with people that people don't consider, even when they were doing BEd, there was this common saying in between all of them, ki ye to hamara backup hai. This is the backup plan. So, teaching is not seen by them as a profession in the first place. It's just a backup. And when such people are entering into this field where, they are like, nee, we don't want to be a teacher. If we don't get anything, what we want to do, I'll be a teacher. So that's a major irony or a major setback of this thing, that, those individuals who are really not interested in this field of education are entering into this field and just for a backup. So that's what I would like to add for sure. And I think I've covered pretty much whatever you said. If there's anything that I missed, kindly let me know.
And okay, that's interesting. So people are having different, means they are trying different things based on what they have around or what their ambitions are. So something like that. Okay, it's really nice. And how about you, Miss? Did you study in English medium school or did you study in other medium school in your childhood?
Okay, so I had studied into an English medium CBSE missionary school. So it's like the topmost missionary of my city. And obviously like till 10th and 12th. So, I was like a fellow who I couldn't have thought that I could go away from my city then. So I did my studies from a missionary school. I hope if you haven't heard the name of Sophia, which is a franchisee school.
Yeah, very popular.
So I did all my schooling from Sophia. So I was a Sophian then. And then for my BA, BEd, I went to Banasthali, which is Asia's second largest women's university, and then from there I went to Azim Premji University, Bangalore, which is one of the India's leading educational institutes, and is soon going to be the India's topmost institute for sure in coming couple of years for sure.
And
So
how
that
was
has been the journey so far.
and are you a good public speaker? Can you speak on the stage with in your schooling days? How was your confidence level with people? Because right now
See,
I feel
there are two
that
answers that I can give.
you are a very motivational person, who can and confident person as well, who can speak anywhere
Mm-hmm.
on maybe any topic, something like that. So, are you kind of similar person in your childhood, or you are a little bit shy, or something like that?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, before I start, thanks for the compliment. To be a bit honest, in my school there was this partiality thing. I don't think so it's appropriate to say, but yes, I was a child who faced that partiality a lot because there were obviously teachers, children, so they were given preference over me for sure. But I used to love giving public speeches. I was always into this writing part. I used to literally, write speeches and, feel like there's a mob I am addressing to. And I am a very extrovert person, so I used to love to speak. And
Mm,
that is what was throughout. But then from there, when I went to Banasthali, I actually got into this debate club and stuff, and I started, participating in debate competitions and stuff. And then from then on, I think I haven't looked back. And
mhm.
when it comes to speaking on random topics, then let me tell you, I am a university level winner into Jam. Just a minute.
Okay,
So, you just throw a topic and I'll be ready with an answer. So
that's
that's
cool.
the, background when it
Yeah.
comes to my public speaking part I'm coming from.
And do you play any sports? And do you do any dancing or singing or acting kind of things in your maybe
Okay, so when
childhood?
it comes to singing, I think everyone, each individual on this earth is a bathroom singer. So yes, if you consider that as a singing, then yes, why not? But no, I don't sing. I just do it for my fun. When it comes to dancing, yes, I do dance a lot. I love dancing. There was a tint of Kathak and classical dance that I learned
Mhm.
lately. And from then on, when it comes to sport, when I was in 10th grade, I used to play basketball and I went till district level in that. But then again, that partiality thing happened with me. So, one of the teacher's child was being dragged in my
Mhm.
place
Okay,
so that she could participate. And, so again,
something
because
like
of that,
that.
I couldn't go ahead. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that happened again. And because of that, I was so much pissed off. I was like, now I'm not going to take it.
Mhm.
Literally, I'm staying after the school. I'm managing my studies. I'm managing this. And then, you're doing partiality with me. You are putting jacks on my place. So,
Mhm.
from then on, I left basketball. And then for like just fun, I just play badminton at times.
Mhm.
And rest, I believe, I rather choose to read novels. So
Mhm.
that's like my interest area, to be a bit
And do you go for
open about my areas of interest.
maybe do you go for running, or maybe do you go for gym or something like that, or you don't have time
No,
for
Jay,
fitness?
I see. I'll be very honest with you. So right now, I have this very beautiful problem of not gaining weight. So even when you'll make me eat stones by this age, so of course it doesn't impact. But I think I should inculcate that into my habits of going, going for a run or for a gym. But for now, I don't. I just get up in the morning and I just spare some time just to read my novel. And that's
Mm.
the way I meditate. And then, I am working out right now as a teacher. So when you do that, so there is this 4-story building that I am into. So, I don't use lift. So just for the
Mhm.
fitness part, I just walk up and
Mhm.
down, up and down, up and down. Let's say even 10 times a day. So then I think the fitness part is being taken care of
Over
that
there.
way,
Mhm.
but not in terms of running or gymming.
And like as I observe that you speak very fast, so it means, have you ever tried to apply in maybe any radio station or something like that? Means, do you watch movies, and
Mm,
do you have good understanding of different music or something like that, or you don't?
Of course, I think I listen to South Indian music, Tamil, Telugu. Then there is this Bhojpuri music, and like I'm open to a lot of different things. And rightly said, this random habit of speaking in a line was developed for the fact because when I used to participate in debates and jams, so they just give you a time limit. You are only allowed to speak for a minute, and you have to put the whole conversation. And then there is this whole bunch of opponent teams sitting. So from then on, I can say I got this habit of speaking very fast. And when you speak very fast, that is you process the information very fast. And sometimes it is a problem in a way that the others, like the other person sitting with me, is not able to process the information that fast as I am able to. So there's a positive and there's a negative about this speaking so fast. And also when I got into this YouTube stuff, so if I have to give a voiceover, so right now it's for like, you can do it for 3 minutes, but earlier it was just 60 seconds. So if I have to, give a voiceover, I have to make sure that I'm speaking within 60 minutes. So that's something that I have taken up over the years from all this.
And means which kind of movies do you like to watch, or do you watch any TV series or Korean drama, which is popular in girls these days?
It is. I'll be very honest. The students that I'm dealing with, they are into this Korean drama and thing, a lot of movies. When it comes to me, I know this sounds very boring. I am really not into movies and not into K-dramas and stuff. I would rather choose to read a book, or maybe study, let's say, a research or two, or maybe, just like think of how I can improvise or how I can contribute to this education system. So I am a bit of a boring person into that terms. And even if when it comes to, there were a lot of friends of mine who, used to want to watch a movie and stuff. And I'm like, okay, instead of watching a movie, how about we sit together and get to know about each other's perspective towards life? So I think I'm too wordy to handle. So for that fact, I was always like that. Not right now. I really don't like watching TV. I just don't know why. I just get this giddy feeling that, instead of watching others doing their work, why don't I do some work that people watch me? So that has been the fact. And because of that, I'm so sorry that I don't have a good answer for that. That's
No, it's
how
okay.
it is. And I'm trying to be as candid as possible.
And in which standards do you teach these days, or maybe since last 1 year?
I
Or
am
which
a
subjects?
PGT, if you know. So okay. So I am currently dealing with English, and then I can also teach social sciences. And when it comes to which grades I am teaching, so I'll tell you my designation. So I am a PGT.
PGT
So when it comes to PGT, so I deal with higher grades.
But right now you are
So
teaching 4, 5, 6, or which grade?
No. PGTs are those who are eligible to teach till 12th.
Till 12th. Okay.
Yeah. So I teach
8th
higher
and
grades, senior
higher
secondary, to be a bit
So
precise.
they also feel that you are speaking very fast, or you try to slow down yourself in the classroom?
Actually, the thing is that you have said that the call will be for 30 minutes. Keeping that zone in mind, I'm speaking to you very very fast. But when it comes to my students, I know that this is the amount of period I have. So I adjust my pitch according to them.
Okay.
It's that way.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
So
I'm just
if you would say that somewhere there's no time limit, I'll be very easy with you. But when you'll say 30 minutes, that's in my head. Okay, 30 minutes mean I have to just complete whatever he's saying in a
no,
in a
it's
row.
not about 30 minutes. I'm
I
asking in
already
general.
told you this debate thing is there right here.
Okay, that's cool. And which part of Rajasthan did you travel? Maybe I guess you would travel the maximum part, but still, if you like to share.
So when it comes to Rajasthan, I think as a child, since my father and my mother used to love traveling like anything. One more question before I answer this. Are we like strict on 30 minutes, or is it like flexible for you?
Yeah, it's a flexible, not a problem. But if you want
Okay,
to
then
sleep,
I can slow down my pitch then.
no, there is.
I'm
You can
doing it
speak
just for you
faster.
because you said this 30-minute
No.
thing.
Actually, I don't have a problem if you speak fast. I'm just sharing that you speak fast. So I'm curious how your students catch up with you, because in my school days there are some professors are very fast, so we need to focus what they are saying. Something like that.
Actually,
That's
I
why.
deal with pedagogy, which is CLT, if you know, if you have heard of this term, communicative language method
Uh-huh.
is what I use. So what I do is that in my class, you would not see me just standing and teaching.
Okay.
You would literally see me literally dancing with them, or maybe
Okay.
literally jumping like a child with them. So when it comes to paying attention, yes, in my class, you have to pay attention. Because if you're zoned out, I'll make you do some activity and then I'll bring you back in the class. So that's an active pedagogy that I do practice with my students. So when it is coming to how do they focus, then I think it's reflected from a fact that sometimes if I go into some arrangements, that a teacher is absent and I have to go into his or her place, students just start clapping for the fact, oh, she's here, she's here.
Mhm.
So I think that does answer you, like how my students react. I think they love the fact the way I am with them. There's a very different personality that I have in front of them. Obviously keeping in mind their age, the exposure that I'm supposed to give them. Because I can't, give them pan India type of experiences for now.
Okay.
They are in that age where we want them to figure out what's right and what's wrong for them.
Okay.
So keeping those things in mind, content and speed is being delivered that way, to be a bit precise.
Yeah, that's cool. So actually, when I was in maybe 12th, so there is one. So I was going to one class, English class. So the teacher, uh, he pre-recorded a lot of things, and he
Mm-hmm.
explained things. He gave a lot of exercises, but because because of sore throat and a lot of different things, to save his energy,
Mm-hmm.
he recorded a lot of things, and
Oh, okay.
his recorded material, his recorded written material is sold out to other institute as well who want to start their own coaching. So I just want to know that how means how much your throat having need to put effort, to speak every day, or how many hours continuously you can speak, or something like that. Or right now you are
So when
comfortable
it
to
comes to
speak,
speaking, mhm.
and you can speak every day, maybe
Okay, so
four
before
five
before
hours.
that, even before entering into this profession, I love speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's pretty much clear to you all the way. I love speaking like anything. So when it comes to for how long can I speak? After entering into this profession, I think I can speak for like a lot of time because there have been times where, if there are, let's say 10 periods a day, so I'm literally teaching in 9 periods.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine the situation that my throat is in. So when I before here I was teaching into an international school, a very big fat international school. So there used to be only 15 students. So my pitch used to be adjusted according to them,
Mm-hmm.
not too high, not too low, just somewhere in between because it's a small mob. Right now, let's say if I'm in a space where there are more students, let's say 50 or 55 students, not exactly, but let's say such a big crowd that I'm addressing. So obviously my pitch is going to be on a higher part so that each and every audience who is listening to me are able to listen to my voice. So when it comes to throat, yes, initially coming from 15 students straight to 50 students, it was a shift to be taken up by my throat. But I hope that, the training that I have given to my throats from my childhood, I think that has helped him or her pretty well to handle.
Maybe teachers use that mic and small speaker on the side. They use that
I do
thing as
use
well.
that.
Yeah.
That is called a pocket mic. I
A
still have it
pocket
in my
mic. Yeah.
bag. My office bag is right here. I do have it because when you are, let's say, addressing to a mob of 50, so there's a
Okay.
big space. I have to literally like shout on the top of my voice to, be audible to each of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can shout, but that doesn't, give them a good teaching experience.
Okay.
They would not love to study. And my whole approach is that my students should love the fact that they are studying. I always believe that I enjoyed studying for a fact because I used to feel that, oh, it's chill. So,
Mm-hmm.
that should be the approach. It should not be like, oh, you have to study. It's like, what do you want to study? Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So that's the approach that I really want to bring in. And I think with my small efforts, I am trying to make learning as fun as possible. Because when we make learning fun, I can literally, just quote one of the incidents. I would not be able to give you much more details due to some policies that are being put on me. But, there was this incident that literally happened. So I'm supposed to be a teacher of this XYZ grade. And once what happened that in that grade particularly, there was this, I just got to say this, I don't know what happened to me that day, and I was into some zone and I just got into that class and said that I'm not going to come tomorrow. I'm going to be absent tomorrow. And unfortunately, I got absent the next day. And when the next day I went and I was checking through the attendance registers and everything, I got to realize that more than, like, literally, I think 75% of my class was absent
Okay. Because
for
you
a
are not
fact
coming.
that I am absent. Because I am absent.
That's cool.
So
You are
that's
very
the
popular.
amount of, and then the next day when they came, yeah, I am a popular teacher like that. Touch wood on that, but they were like that, ki, ma'am is not coming, we are not gonna come.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, you're not supposed to do that. They were like, no, ma'am, you are the reason why we are enjoying what we are studying.
Mhm.
So, when you are not that, then there is this traditional method of teaching. I'll speak. In my class, there is only one rule. I would never say to my students, don't speak.
Mhm.
There's always two rules that I establish on day one. So, for the entire first week, I don't teach. I play. Trust me, I really play. I start running with them. So they get a sense of familiarity with me. That, okay, she is also a human like us. Once that is developed, I always say that I'm a friend. I'm not a teacher. Okay. And if you would not study, then I will be a teacher to you.
Okay.
So, that just gives them, think, a kick inside that, okay, she is my friend. If she is able to do, if she is saying, then let's do it. Because in these ages, there's a lot of turmoil that is happening, and friends are the most favorite thing of these students.
Okay.
So, instead of being a traditional teacher, I am being, an active pedagogue for sure, where I'm adapting and, I'm just getting through their content. Let's say they are quoting some reels in schools. So, I just get through those. What are the memes going right now? Because I know what my students are going to watch. So I just need to know that how much that's allowed.
Okay.
There are a lot of bunch of reels which doesn't make a lot of sense, and they have very dual meanings to them, which is not good at that point of time. So then, just making them understand that, this can go in a horribly wrong direction. And then once they understand it, so that is a type of competence, or that is a type of understanding or reflection I'm building in them. Once that is done, I am a friend to you. Now you are my friend. Two rules. First, when I will speak, you will listen.
Okay.
And I promise when you will speak, I will listen.
Okay.
I promise. Like, that's the first statement I always say. I will always listen to you. Second, you don't lie to me. I won't lie to you.
Okay.
You be my friend, I'll be your friend. These are the two rules that I always establish with my students within that first week.
That's cool.
Once this work is done, rest is butter. Because now they are considering you a friend. They will literally tell you those things that, they are not supposed to do, then they have done it. They will literally come running to you, imagine 10th grade or a 12th grade student coming running to me, ma'am, this happened. Now you tell me, what should I do? They won't even do it with their own parents, but they feel a sense of familiarity because of this pedagogy that I'm practicing with them. So, this is how I think as a teacher, I am balancing and, making them understand what is right and what is wrong for them. And I'm not a person who just goes to them and say, I would never go and say honesty is the best policy. I would always tell them few things. And now you decide what is the best policy for you.
Okay.
It might be different for you, right?
Yeah.
So you tell me what is right for you. And then you'll tell me what is right for you. And then I'll ask you a few questions. And I will bring you to the point that I have. But with a touch of what you want.
Okay.
So, you speak, I listen, I speak, you listen. Simple. Right now, I would like to quote one of the discussion I was having with my mother. So I was sitting with my mom and I was like discussing about this fact that, there are a lot of people in and around who are doing this private MA thing.
Mm.
So, you don't have to go even single time to
Yeah.
like the institute and stuff. You'll sit at your place. You have to just go give exams and you'll come back.
Mhm.
And now this is being, one of the craziest form of getting education. That's what I was having a discussion with my mom. I'm like, masters is never about, just let's say it's just not about getting to, just go give exams, come back. No. It's about the exposure, it's about the mindsets you meet. But somewhere or the other, due to this globalization and stuff, and that money heist that each of the individual has. So she
Mhm.
even really quoted that today everyone is running behind this money. Makes sense. But, the experience that we talk of, or we would have had, but people really don't count that in. So that is also a perspective towards it.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people do this. Maybe symbiosis distance programs. There are a lot of Indira Gandhi means IGNU. They also provide this kind of distance learning programs. B.Ed. They also
Yeah.
give B.Ed degrees. But
And then there is
recently
also PhD. Like
distance
recently I met
PhD.
this individual. Yeah, I won't, quote this name because this person, after you publish it, she's a subscriber of mine. So I
Mhm.
won't say her name. And, I was having a discussion lately with her and she's like, hey, I'm a doctor. And I'm like, how come you are a doctor? And I did a PhD. And I'm like, when did this happen? I never heard of you going to any college and stuff online. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, wow. And then when I asked this fellow, I said, can you show me your thesis? I'm not really sure why did she said so and so. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that yeah has never came. It's been
Mhm.
months after that. So, that's also a side, to really think about where it is all going.
Yeah, but actually, as my understanding, this distance learning thing maybe started because there are a lot of people who are working somewhere and they want to
Mm-hmm.
upgrade, because if they
Mm.
upgrade a degree, they get some kind of exposure in their job. One thing, another thing, there are a lot of people who can't move from this place to this place. They they
Mm.
don't want to maybe change a job, or maybe they can't go, maybe because of some responsibility, maybe uh, they have a kid or something like that, so they can use this kind of distance learning program, and after that they have a degree, so using that degree they can start applying nearby places. But
There's always a
now
good and bad perspective towards things, but I have always seen that,
but
sometimes we being humans have this very ability of molding things
yeah,
in our ways.
but
So that's
now
how it is.
actually education system is gone into the hand of politicians. So basically, the media house is also in the hand of politician. The education health sector is also in the hand of politicians. So they want they want to settle their black money through this whole system, and they also want to earn from the system. So maybe you have seen in IITs and IIMs and a lot of this organization having this kind of certification, lot of certification programs. So sometimes you get confused that early days they have a very core programs, 3 4 programs, but now you see 20 programs, 30 programs, and they also add one more advancement. People who have a money, so they can go to study in 6 month Dubai, 6 month in Singapore, or 6 month Malaysia, or 6 month Dubai, 1 year MBA program, something like global MBA program, something
Mhm.
like that. In IIM as
Yeah.
well, uh, there are a lot of other institute also do these kind of things.
I think that is termed as student exchange program, if I'm not wrong.
No, it's not student section program. It's a degree program where they study in
Okay.
multiple places. They have
Oh,
their
that's a
campus.
great thing.
They have their
Mm-hmm.
campus, or sometimes they partner with them as well.
Mm.
TEAS
Got
also
it.
launched this kind
That's
of
good.
program. TEAS also recently launched this kind of program. They have partnered with Australian University. So the students Actually, it looks like a student exchange, but actually it's not. The Indian students study there, and they get a kind of partial degree over there, partial degree here, so something like that. Actually, I want to discuss more with the person who really got experience. But right now, so it's not a student exchange program. It's a kind of this. They have set up this kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, so something like that. And even IIT also started there is called NPTEL. So they have a pre-recorded all their classroom lectures, and they organize. So basically, they also start distributing certificates if you clear their semester-wise or paper-wise exams. So they give certificate. I don't know how much that useful in the job market. It looks like you have a IIT degree, but I don't know. Maybe it is useful for job or not. Maybe I need to ask to someone. But if you, as an example, if you are in the IT sector, so if you have a certification of Microsoft or Oracle or SAP, so the value of that certification is very high. You will get a job very fast on the basis of that certification. So they have that kind of
Mm.
standard, but I don't know about these things.
I can just quote one of this example that I have. So there was this one of my friend who used to do a lot of things from Coursera. So I hope
Coursera, yeah,
everybody knows about Coursera for now, yeah.
yeah, EDX,
And
Coursera.
then this guy used to, like literally have his classes, which are obviously pre-recorded classes, and then you have to give like a test and stuff after that much amount of time. Sometimes you even have live classes and you take a subscription for that. And then with the course of time, I have observed that, thank you. And then with the course of time, I have observed that he got to get through that exam by, chat GPTing the whole thing.
Okay.
And
Wow.
and I was like quite surprised. I'm like, why are you paying this much amount of money?
To get a
If you just
certificate.
want to do just to get a certificate, and the guy is like, oh, it adds. When we talk about how much does it add, yes, with the term when I'll just particularly talk about education, because I think I am from that field, so it would be great if I speak in that area and not the other areas. But I have seen this happening in and around that people do just random courses. Okay. Like when I say random courses, let's say this program in school leadership, for
Mhm.
example. I wonder, and doing it online. Okay, if
Mhm.
you're doing it offline, then at least you'll get through which way this person who's delivering the content is, coming hence and forth with you. Just people I have seen, they don't understand that part.
Mhm.
They'll just learn, they'll just, read those readings by suggested by them, they'll just hear to that content. And then, that lead them to develop a lot of arrogance in them. I have seen that happening with a lot of individuals. They have
Mhm.
done 10x courses from online stuff, and then they develop this very thing ki, haha, I
So
know, come on,
basically,
don't teach me.
so basically they
There's
want
also a
to
negative add to it.
feed their LinkedIn profile, like
Absolutely. That is
push
one of
their.
the core factors. And then you can also put that into your CVs and resumes. So when, you'll have a long CV stating that, when there's a section called others. So I have seen people using actively in those parts. So whichever
Mhm.
trainings you are doing, whichever courses you are doing, you're putting that in. And that gives the recruiter that feeling that, okay, you are a learned fellow. So,
Mhm.
just to have that add to it
Yeah.
is how all these things are being used, to be a bit precise.
And one more thing I want to add, as an example, when I was doing my BTech, so over there in our means the professor, they are just graduate students. So actually, my college was not a very good college. So yeah, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Jay, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
So basically, so at that
Your
time,
voice always comes to me 2 minutes late. So even if you are saying something and I start speaking, it's for a fact because your voice comes 2 seconds or just it's a fraction of some seconds actually.
yeah, I am sitting in the Mars. That's why it's a little bit delay.
Maybe. Or maybe
Yeah.
you are sitting far away from your Wi-Fi
Yeah.
in the parallel universe.
Parallel universe. That's true. So actually, in early days, I don't understand the concept of parallel universe, but after watching so many Marvel movies, now this term is
Mm-hmm.
they are using everywhere, and now everybody understand how they build this thing since 10 20 years. They are doing this thing to
Mm-hmm.
build the whole concept of building this kind of superheroes and parallel universe and movie plot, something like that. So basically, I want to say that when I was in the college, so at that time, there are a lot of concepts I didn't understand. So there is one website called lynda.com, and one website is called Plural Site. So both having very good tutorials of C, C++, Java, and all kind of programming stuff, management related stuff, and things like that. So at that time, I started watching them, and I really learned real basic concept. After that, I also use there are some Stanford or that kind of, yeah, Stanford, they also publish their classroom to clarify your basic concept of programming, and they also made a very good video series. And I feel that if in my college I learn in this way, or if my college just allow us to just watch this with some person, under observation of some person, and do some exercise, that will be good, rather than just listening to the boring graduate student of that college. So
See, Jay, what you are saying just brings me to another point. Boring class is the word that you are quoting, right?
not a boring
This is something
class.
that.
They don't have
Mm-hmm.
a they actually, this video series made by 10-15 year of experience of people who have that field experience. So they made, and they can explain a very better way with very good examples from scratch. But
Mm-hmm.
the graduate students they also don't have a clarification of these concepts. So that is the problem. And I also I used to go, so actually my mind is little bit slow comparatively, but I I don't mug up, means I can't mug up the things, remember the things for exams. So I also watch a lot of edx courses, Coursera courses, NPTEL courses related to management, related to education technology as well. Few courses I also study about psychology, and few study about studies of different countries, like Chinese studies and things like that. So I also do these things, and I clarify a lot of my doubts about different things. But when it times for giving exams, I don't remember the things. But the things I want to learn, I learn. So something like that. And yeah,
No, that's good.
I
But
was,
when you are saying this word boring classes, instead of
yeah,
having boring classes, getting to, under observation, this
yeah,
brings me to a point that there has to be like an active pedagogy that I talked to you
yeah,
lastly, if you could remember.
yeah,
And that's where I'm coming from. So,
yeah,
sitting into those discussions for 4 hours of classes and
yeah.
you are dozing off. And,
And
the teacher is dozing off, you are dozing off, and then, you're feeling helpless in that classroom.
yeah,
And instead of that, why don't we do something, like, let's say, take students on an educational trip. Now, when we say educational trip, I've seen this another trend with students. They're like, oh, it's going to be boring.
mm,
So, if they have a good bond with their HRT or the class teacher,
mm.
HRT is the new word for class teachers these days. So, if they
What is
have a
the full
good bond
form?
with them, they'll go.
Head of
That is homeroom teacher, to be
home?
bit precise. Homeroom teacher, HRT.
Homeroom teacher, okay.
So
Okay.
these days we don't call class teachers. We call them HRTs,
Mhm.
and that's basically for smaller grades. But now earlier this was being coined for pre-primary, primary stuff. But
Mhm.
then with the course of time, with the growing, taking students as, the children of your own and stuff. So now pretty much all the teachers are being referred as HRTs, the class teachers basically. So, when they have a good bond, they'll go to that place. Once they'll go, I have seen this thing with students. You don't tell them what to do, okay? Let them decide. The Montessori philosophy I would like to quote, that they don't want the individual, like there were a lot of schools, who believe in Ahmedabad particularly. There are a lot of schools with those beautiful concepts like the Montessori philosophy. Hyderabad has a lot of such schools. They don't want a teacher who would come and, will tell their students what to do. They just need a teacher who would come there and, would let the students, let's say, do what they want with a tint of guidance. So when we talk about that boring class, this brings me to that discussion that I've had previously with some couple of my friends. That, when we talk about boring class, because we all had pretty much the same thing. We all were having, maybe in different streams, but we all were in the same boat. But now there's a lot of awareness coming due to globalization and everything. And obviously, one more thing, Jeff, when we talk about, new things and XYZ things, I would say that I have landed up with certain people at times who would really say, XYZ to you. But when you work with them in reality, so when we say that internship doesn't count, but if you'll count my internships, I have had like 4 or 5 years of internships only in my past career. So because of that, if you'll count them, then I have an experience. I have seen people, literally like, the day you'll join them, they'll be like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. My organization is this. Once you just step into that, within 1 month, the reality comes. I would really say that when you have an active pedagogy, which is quite different from the traditional one, you'll really face a lot of things. Like, let's say, if I don't want my class to be boring, I'll ask my students to do something. For that fact, maybe they'll develop this feeling about me that, okay, she's my favorite teacher. But we being humans sometimes envy that feeling that, oh, why is she the favorite? And then, what happens? And then there is this negativity and, a lot of politics that comes in. And that brings me to an article that I recently wrote. I'll share you the link of that. Politics versus organization. Where I was quoting all of those incidences that, how it impacts the organization in a larger picture. So there's a lot of series of things, like you are saying something and I'm braiding it into a very different direction. So I'll just focus on your, that's a good idea that you are saying. I would also try to incorporate that in my class as well, just to bring out a reference to it.
Yeah. So one more thing I want to add up, actually I was preparing for CAT and those kind of exams. So in that classroom, as I told you that I want to learn from scratch, because I am not that much some students who just know everything kind of thing. So just teacher come and give some sums and he learn very fast. So I try to tell them that I want to learn this from basic. Can you tell me how this happened? Can you explain me the steps or something like that? But they just want, their target is to get some IM. Means they want students who can get into the top schools. So basically they are focusing on those kind of students to filter out their students and focus on them. They try to give extra class or give some extra
basically
efforts.
Preparing pamphlet students.
Yeah. So I was lacking over there. So at that time I started to find some YouTube videos and I watch repeat and clarify basic concept, and after that I start improving my maths and analytics and everything, data analytics and everything. So in that way I learn. And one more thing, in my 12th also one thing is happened. So actually there are different things, means after 11th I was in a science background, so I changed my school. So after 11th I go to one classes in that so at that time we have class, we go to one school where we don't need to go and we have to attend the private classes, so something like that.
Okay, dummy.
Yeah. So I joined one classes with my uncle's reference. Actually they recruit students who have a maybe 96-97% in 10th. So all smart students are there. So I go there for 1 week, and my mind was gone because they are not teaching anything basic concept. They start giving MSc maths, MSc physics, some and questions and something. They are discussing very far away. So I said this is not for me. So I need to change another where they can teach me from basic. So something like that. This kind of thing is also happening, you know. So I feel that there are a lot of students are facing this kind of thing. Another thing is that recently I visit one education fair in our city. So I ask a few schools about the fees of a student. Maybe 8th standard, I ask about 8th standard. So they say 2 lakh, 2 and half lakh. So I think that if that kid graduated, how much money they put into for this one student. So I guess maybe 50-60 lakhs around maybe they put into the kids' education. So I just want to ask how much fees in your school, if you like to share, of maybe different standard.
Jay, I would have loved to share that, but due to some of the organization policies, I think I would be in a better
No, it's
health if I
okay.
don't say that.
Okay, and this kind of thing is also I experience. And one more thing I want to ask you, if you know anything about the education system of maybe Europe or other places, like how do they approach? Because I have a little bit of knowledge about Australia. So over there,
Mm-hmm.
kids leave their house at 18. So basically, most of the time they do a random small jobs, and they do basic certification or diploma courses from like our ITI. So that they have that kind of institute, and over there, after that they start earning a little bit of money, and after doing some maybe 2-3 years of earning, they apply for university, and after
Mm-hmm.
they study, and even they are studying, while they are studying they also can work. So we have never seen this kind of thing, like 18 years students are going for earning, because maybe they are not earning much, because they can't survive in that amount of money. Maybe if they are earning maybe 10,000, so even they can't pay for rent.
So before talking about that, so I would not be able to speak about the school I'm currently working in,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll talk about an international school that I was teaching before.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this system that literally the fee was 21 lakh
For how much?
for a grade. A grade.
1 year fees?
1 year, 21 lakh.
Oh my god, it's too much.
So those were the schools that I was earlier teaching in, and now if you
Wow,
see, then here it's like 21 lakh
that's
student,
too
like,
it's
there was
too
like,
high. I have never
it was
heard
a very
about
different
this.
experience. Yeah, indeed. And then now when you'll talk about this school, then obviously, I believe there's a lot of dynamics that impact the type of population you are catering to. So right now, the area that I'm working in is not that much posh that they can afford that much amount. So there's very bare minimum, very minimum
Mm-hmm.
type of fee to be given to the school. I hope I have now, just given you this hint that what it is going to be. It is very affordable,
No,
not
no,
in
it's okay.
comparison to 21 lakhs,
Yeah,
but obviously it's very less in comparison to 21 lakhs. Very, very less. Not even the 10th time is also.
yeah.
So that's the thing. Now, when we are talking about the other education system, so there was this this education system of this nation named as what is it? It's Florida or it's Flamingo. I'm just getting confused in the name of this nation. So one
Finland.
of my professor, Finland, yes. Finland, got it. So I was studying some of the documents, and then, I was just researching about it, and that's when I got through this discussion through one of my professors who went there, and they were facilitating an education, venture of how they want their education system to be. So they have this Montessori philosophy thing going on with them, where they literally don't go to the student, and they have this very habit of empowering the students, which we generally don't see in normal or typical or technical schools, where you are not RA. That's the approach. But when it comes to, let's say, the Finland thing, I didn't like, the professor was like, that doesn't work out that way. Students material, they spend most of the time in libraries. Okay, there are lectures where teachers are facilitating it, and it's not like that, the way we study in college, like in top-notch colleges, where professor is coming, giving you something, he's asking you to reflect, and then there's a discussion happening in the class. So those type of things are happening in the school. So there's a perspective being built up that way. So that's what happens in that country. And also there was this thing that there was this some government discussion thing going on, where they were like, no, we should have this, like, we are gradually adapting to those systems of education. And like those politicians, they were having some discussion, and they were like, we should adapt to the system of CCE, like comprehensive and comprehensive and continuous evaluation. And we know how it impacts the students. So there is, like, even when we are, let's say, 10 steps ahead, we'll still think of that, okay, we were right there. And then, so that's the way it is in those countries even. But the best part is that the Montessori philosophy, which is about, just guiding the student and letting him or her do whatever he or she wants, is something that is clearly visible. Like the example that you were quoting, students are earning by their own selves. But in India, if you look at that, even when you're 25 years of age, 27, and even 30, and in some cases even 32, obviously females, so obviously there's this gendering thing, genderization, is that's the right word to use. But when it comes to males particularly, I have seen that happening. They're like, no, he's studying. So till 30 you are feeding that child, and then suddenly at 31 you are expecting him or her to now just earn, meet his 2 meals a day, and everything. It's not going to happen in an instance, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pampering and societal dynamics that is also involved in that. So those are obviously two different zones, the societal beliefs and the education system. In the terms of conversation, obviously there's a strong interlinking of the two, but there is also a picture that can be drawn apart from each other as well.
Yeah. So, and one more thing, actually, I was once traveling in a train. So in that train, there is one person who is teaching in some government school in maybe small town or small village somewhere. So I was discussing, teachers have to do this and that. So he said that the students are abusive people. I don't want, they are violent, and I don't want to go and teach them. I am going there because I am getting good salary. Otherwise, I let them do their life, something like that.
See, now
So
that is letting go of student.
this is one thing. Another thing, when I was visiting my village, and there is one of so there are labor class people who are working. They have kids over there. So I asked my uncle that these kids are going to school or not. So they said that they meant to be labor. They will grow and they will work.
That's a harsh statement.
So basically, I just want to say that I want you to think a bigger picture of this kind of thing, that not my uncle, the politician, or maybe they also want laborer people. They don't want you to grow and go against them. So basically, as you said, that people are preparing for exams for 30 years, until age of 30. But basically, I just want to say that maybe they when they go into the field, sometimes they get 5,000, 10,000 jobs. So they think that we need to push ourselves, upgrade, and maybe that's why UPSC education, they are forcing or they are spreading that kind of thinking that if you become IAS officer, your lifestyle will become like this and that. So
Okay, Jay,
this.
let me give you another perspective of that. When we are saying that they are not doing, I have always had this discussion with one of my cousin. So he started earning at 20K a month, which is not a good salary, obviously. And in some other city, another state, and with all the dynamics, he used to literally save 1 or 2,000 a month
Mhm.
and barely meeting his own meals and stuff. But now this cousin is now sitting at 1,40,000 per month
Mhm.
salary even. So now how it works, and when I was talking to him and I was like, how does this dynamic work? And he was like, you just need to start doing. If you'll just say, no, 5,000 is very less for me, you have to start somewhere, right? That's the way I look at things. I
Mhm.
really don't look at the way that, okay, you're not getting what you're supposed to. There are people, literally doing M.Tech, B.Tech, MBA, XYZ thing, and then literally entering into, let's say, third grade um, jobs or third grade. By that, there is this position, right? Third grade teacher and stuff. And sometimes the third grade positions like peons and stuff. Now
Mhm.
they are like, I don't want to do that work. I need a government job. And for that, I applied. And now here I am.
Mhm.
I just needed that security. And that's what I'm here for. So there are a lot of different pictures that I believe that we as an individual need to draw.
Mhm.
Is the perspective that I have, to be very precise to you. I don't look at it in a way that you're not getting something. You have to start. I always believe in the philosophy that if I want to have a school, let's say 10 years later, so, I don't believe in, planning into 10 days. If I want to have a school, I'll start today with free primary, with the room in my home. I
Mhm.
gradually get students, let them get into LKG, let them go into HKG. Long-term planning works when we are talking about the nation, which is a very larger picture. But
Mhm.
when we are talking of, something that I really want to do and is in my bucket list and not doing it for a fact that, due to XYZ things, I don't find that's bit logical enough. Because if you'll just keep on thinking, you would never do it. And that
True.
has happened exactly with my YouTube channel. For years, it was in my, bucket list. I want
Mhm.
to have a YouTube channel. I want to have a YouTube channel. I want to have a YouTube channel. And I used to literally flip the page because I was like, no, that's not happening. I don't have a
Mhm.
life to show off. I don't have a life to showcase.
Mhm.
I don't have anything to showcase. And I
Yes.
believe because of which I missed a lot of beautiful content. I
Mhm.
missed a lot of beautiful places that I have traveled to in the past. And now when I reflect on that, I'm like, there's only just guilt that sits with me. That if I would have the channel then, I would have grown it to this extent.
Mhm.
So I always believe then rather than, it's often said, no, that efforts matter more than words.
Mhm.
So I imply it in this way that the effort of taking, the decision of what you want to do and taking, of course, the bad and the good. Sometimes it's a bit off track from what we were talking, but still I'll quote this because I think it's relevant to talk about that. There are a lot of people who do sometimes very much hate comments to me.
Mhm.
I have a very small YouTube strength, but I get very, very hateful comments at times. And
Mhm.
obviously, we being individuals obviously get upset because of that. I'm like, why is this fellow, being so
Rude. Yeah.
this way, that way with me? But then in the end, I have that's their perspective towards life, right?
Mhm.
Maybe a person is falling, two people are watching at him.
Mhm.
One would say, oh, he's hurt. The other one would be like, oh, he should have walked carefully, no.
Mhm.
And the third person would not even bother about looking at this fellow. So
Mhm.
there's always a perspective towards life, and the way we look at it is the way it's devised. So when it comes to 5,000 or 10,000 of salary, maybe you are looking it from a different angle. I'm looking it from a different angle. Not really something interesting as such, but yes, there is a lot of things coming in and out.
Okay.
There's
But
this
that's
friend
good.
of mine, she's getting married and stuff. So, obviously,
Yeah.
and she has given me like an open warning that if I didn't came, her shoe will come for me. So I'm like, no, you don't send your shoe, I'll come. So, that's the pressure on me.
Yeah. This kind of thing happens one after another, one after another. Everybody start getting
It's
married,
just piling up for me.
and sometimes you also have some pressure that something like
Absolutely.
that. So did you get a
And then
time?
the pressure is just not about from the friend. The pressure is from the other friends, and not only from them. The pressure is from, like, office, friends, family, everything, and then and then your responsibility towards your friends. So yeah. And then in the end, she's like, "You don't bring your vlog to the wedding." I said, "Okay, done. I won't shoot at your wedding."
Yeah. So yeah, actually this kind of
That's
thing
how
also happen with me. Actually, I don't do vlogging, but yes, people don't like it. But
people don't.
actually,
Sometimes, even when we do it, some people like kind of do enjoy it to an extent that, there are people who are literally approaching me for like, "Hey, yeah, shoot my video, huh? Shoot me
yeah,
that way." I'm not, "Hey, photo lena." So like that has been the scene in the
that is
entire
also the same.
vlogs.
Yeah.
But some people, yeah, and some are like, "Hey, what is your content?" And then when I tell them it's just about, few things, it's not a daily vlog kind of a
Mm-hmm.
scene. It's more of like an event. I cover events. Maybe we can call it lifestyle or stuff,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's just that way. And then people are like, "ये क्या होता है?" So, I have to really explain them what the content is all about. It's about those events, or it's about that travel thing that I do, which is not happening after this channel anyway. So, it just takes me some time to make them understand that.
So actually, yesterday I was watching one crazy YouTuber. He's now very
Mm-hmm.
successful because of his uh, two Vogue videos, and these his videos or clips are used in memes everywhere. You are not watching YouTube as you told me. So you maybe don't know about him, but yeah, he are making two crazy videos, but he got success. He made about 12,000 plus videos, and after that
Mm-hmm.
he realized that which kind of videos I need to start making, something like that.
Yeah.
So this kind of thing also happen,
I have actually figured out, to be very honest. I really have figured out in some 225 videos, to be very honest, what is working for me. But just to shoot that type of a
you
content,
don't
the
have a
timelines
time.
are just not matching.
But
The
actually
timelines is like,
I re means I watch your APU video again. So I realize that other compared to other YouTubers, you also explain very good way. Plus, you you add lot of elements uh, which people want to hear from YouTubers.
or
So it looks
like I would
it's
just
not
say
like
maybe a
showcasing
announcement.
something like a boring old
Absolutely.
old kind of video. If you are inviting some news channel, the way they show is different because they are not living over there and they are showcasing. So it feels that they didn't study over there, but you are showing because you studied there, and the approach is totally different, and it works very well.
Thank you so much for that comment. But there's also an announcement that I can do, maybe probably on your channel. There are not a lot of views that comes. We are
Mm-hmm.
those people who are struggling with YouTube because I
Mm-hmm.
have just started it previous year, like in 2024. I guess
Okay.
no, in 2023 I started. So this is eventually like the second year for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to this part of we being us, and then I have obviously observed that I don't like, if you'll say what is the TRP of my YouTube channel, if anyone wants to watch it, it's about that whatever I am showing, it's real. I am
Mm-hmm.
not, showcasing off that, oh, I have a BMW. I know I don't have the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I have, let's just talk on that. Let's talk on the realities, what I do. And pretty soon there's a sort of series coming up on my channel. And so
Mm-hmm.
back and forth I've been working for that. And maybe this could be like a slight announcement to that. And I
Mm-hmm.
am trying to bring that pretty soon. So
Yeah,
when
that's
that
cool.
would
That's
come,
cool.
I hope a lot of
Actually,
people are gonna enjoy. So
yeah, you have a plan, but this is also one thing in my mind because if you like
no,
it,
no, it's recorded.
okay, that's good. So
Mm-hmm.
still, I want to share one idea because I observe a lot of YouTubers. So I feel that
Mm-hmm.
people who can make review videos of different courses in different universities, they maybe review different universities based on their friends' experience. That kind of thing people watch again and again because they want to get admission. And after few of success in this kind of videos, you start getting sponsorships from edtech companies. like Shiksha.com, or there are a lot of review based companies are there. They also want so basically you can earn from YouTube plus
Are you
they may
recording
be
this?
yeah, yeah, I'm recording,
Are
yeah,
you
but you
recording?
can, if you like, you can cut it
Okay.
out, yeah. Okay, no, I'm just, this is just an idea that if you like
No,
to
no,
go in
I'm
that
really
way,
appraising this idea.
because
Yeah. Why not?
they also have a blog section, so they invite this kind of vloggers or bloggers to write content for them. So in that way,
Is it really
something
good?
like,
Is it a big deal if they do invite you? Is it really a big deal if they invite
not a
you?
big deal, but
Since you are like,
this is I am saying, right now you have a full-time job. If you are satisfied with that
Mhm.
job, then YouTube, you can put it as a hobby until it got 1 lakh subscriber. After that you think about it,
Correct.
what to do.
No, Jay, but not on a personal. I want to really know this from
And
you on a
I
personal
feel,
ground, and this is the part that I wanted you to chip off. Do you really feel it is a big thing or not?
no, it's not
I
a
just
big
don't.
thing.
I'm very clueless into this.
Not if they are paying, actually, I want you to just build a subscriber base first, because the marketing companies want you to. It's like Shah Rukh Khan selling tambaku or selling any soap, because
Yeah, I get it.
they don't use it. Still, they are promoting that. So it's better to build a trustworthy platform. After that, if you have a shortage of money, if you think you want money, then you can start taking this kind of uh, proposals. Otherwise, just make videos in the way, because if you there are a lot of gambling uh, application companies also start approaching you, so that kind of thing also happen. But one thing, don't click on the any links. It create a lot of problem, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of our discussion in other podcasts, they said my this account hack. This is the, how much lalchi you are, they, the trap, you will get into this trap. So that is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just read the email, because I get a lot of email every day, but I find out this, actually I don't reply or click any link on that kind of email. I just read and I put it outside on the side, because I
Mm-hmm.
basically I approach people if I want something like that, as I approach you,
Mm.
right?
This is
If I
also like
want
a good
something from
content to
you.
be serious. This is also kind of a good content. Like when I was getting through your thing, I was seeing that the last video that you uploaded was based on some stickers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I found that really interesting. I was like, yeah, that's cute. Like that's something that I used to do in my childhood. So, those were
Yeah,
like when I was getting it was just a nostalgia for me. Getting through those stickers, and then I was rushing to the
yeah,
market and searching for these stickers, and then I finally got some because I was like, oh, these were the childhood things that I used to do. So your channel brought a nostalgia to me for sure. And the
yeah,
car video that,
yeah,
there was this video that I saw on your channel of some car. I'm
yeah.
not able to just reflect to it fully, but there was this something car related. I was like, yeah, that's interesting, you know.
Yeah. So actually, to explain the why my channel is means why did I created, maybe we need to discuss it later, because it's maybe half an hour discussion, because I will showcase you
Mm-hmm.
why I started this, and what is my future plan. So it maybe it
Mm-hmm.
will be useful for you, but you finish your
Why not?
marriage and everything. After that, we will discuss one day whenever you are free, uh,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So maybe yeah, one more thing. What I was about to ask, I forget. Yeah, so basically you can continue with your YouTube channel till you get 50 thousand or 1 lakh subscribers. Until that, you can be a faithful, whatever you experience, based on that you can share. After that, you can promote things, if you like. If you have a no money problem, then you can be faithful until You don't need extra money. And yeah, that is the thing. So I feel I also say this thing to so many people that in this generation, fixed deposits and investing in stock market is actually not making money for long run. So consider YouTube or social media as your second income. As an example, if you are having any medical issue and you stop working, so this thing, if whatever the content you make, as an example, is if you are educator, then you can make some videos and you can deliver to that. As an example, if you got accident, right, so you can use it from home and you can continue earning money. Same way, after maybe 50 years of experience, means 50 age, if you don't want to work, and if you made a proper social media content, some tutorials and this and that, and that all stuff, it's like a royalty work, like a lot of musicians kids and their kids earn money the content they made before 100 years back. So they get royalty, something like that. So YouTube is also something like that, because they are giving money through Google AdSense since last 30 years, and it's transparent compared to other companies, other video platforms. Amazon affiliate is also something like that. It's very trustful. They are also giving a lot of affiliate earning money to people since last maybe 30 years. So something like that. So we can trust on them until some politically someone ban this or that. I don't think it will happen to American companies, but yeah. And they are improving.
You never know. That would be like my stand. You never know.
That is also correct. So basically, you can put your social media on different. Means you can have a content on different social media. So if one is blocked, you can shift to another, something like that. First thing, if you like to share, about your APU interview and whole examination process, did you prepare for from any coaching institute, or you prepare by own self? And if you like, which other exams did you give at the same time?
So when it comes to APU, yes, I gave another exam, and that was of TIS, or Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Those were the two institutes only that I applied. And when it comes to, I was confident enough because I just had this feeling that, either I have to go, and it's not about that I got into APU and for that fact I'm saying this, but in the end, in my head, it was like that I want to go to APU. Because the cohort that I talked to about, I was like, okay, Tata Institute of Social Science is great, but I still want to go to APU. And that's the way, the way you manifest, it works for you. And I think that's the way it worked for me, and I landed up in APU. Now, when it comes to the exam, it is a very basic exam. So not a lot of preparation is required. It's basically just 10th and 12th level of reasoning and mathematics and some basics is what they do ask. And then there is this second paper which is a descriptive paper, okay? And then you have to really write everything, fill up everything. So there are 2 sections within that paper, and then that was pretty much the same. And before the main exam, they give you like a trial exam, okay, with those proper timelines. So this thing has happened with me that I had another laptop, and then that day, the final paper day, my thing was not getting submitted. So like once you submit the first section, then only you can go to this other section.
Okay.
And I was stuck, and and they were like, you're not supposed to, move back once you are enrolling into your exam and stuff. And I'm like bashing my head. I'm like, I just don't know, somebody in this universe just help me out, and this and that. And then from there, this guy came and they just rushed to me from this system to that system, and they're making me sit, and then I'm doing it all over again, and I'm just rushing through everything. It was a kind of a hassle for me, but rest everything is chill. When it comes to, then they just send you this maybe after 2-3 weeks they just finalize the result, and then they put some on the shortlisted ones, some selected, and like that, and then you have an interview with them. In that interview, when it comes, they really don't ask you a lot of like, they don't test your knowledge. Basically, they test the type of personality you are. And that's not actually a test. They just try to get through a guess that will you be able to manage in that environment. They have zero expectations that you know English only if you are, then you'll be selected. There were candidates who were barely speaking English. Okay, my name was the only English they knew. Those were also selected with us. So, when it comes to what type of cohort they choose, it's not that. They just choose those individuals whom they know that they will fit into their campus. Because there is a lot of thought that has been went into that university. So that's what they look into. So I hope with that I have answered everything in terms of entrance, interview, and this paper and preparation in that part. And when it comes to any third party applications, yes, you can. Why not? But I don't think that's required. I won't suggest that because I used to just, I had this very interest in doing some random reasoning and mathematics. So maybe you could say that I had a touch of that. So for that fact, I never realized that, it's really important. But there were people who were really studying and going to coaching institutes. They also were there. And people like me were also there who
And
little didn't.
you don't, because you're a smart person, and maybe you prepared by yourself as well, something like that.
Thanks for the compliment, Jay, but I would barge myself from saying that.
Okay. And yeah, and these all written or computer-based exams, did you give at home, or there are some exam centers they have where you need to go and
Okay,
give
so
exams?
in COVID times, so what happened in COVID times, they did it, like you can give it on your own PC, and they have this very strong system. Okay, so there's this laptop thing and the camera. If you do even look like this, the AI that they use is so smart that it is gonna pop that warning question to you. And when it comes to like centers, yes, like Tata Institute of Social Science and Azim Premji, they all have that.
But after
So
COVID,
my one happened at my home.
okay.
It
And
was under the COVID times.
how many campus do they have?
Azim Premji University currently has two campuses. One is in Bangalore, which is the main campus, and the other one, which is opened, I guess, last year, that was Bhopal campus. Now soon there are going to be another campus. The another campus is in, I guess, in Guwahati. No, in Ranchi. The next campus is opening in Ranchi by next year or maybe next to next year. And then there will be another campus that they will be bringing up soon in Southeast. Oh, sorry,
And
Northeast.
which kind of courses? Same kind of courses or some new courses over there, or you don't know?
Okay, so when we say courses, those are pretty much the same. So what is happening in Bangalore, it's like a total, like English type of a campus. With Bhopal campus, it's like a multilingual campus.
Yeah, maybe
And when we
also
say there are
doing different
different type
research
of
on local
faculties that you
communities.
find there. Not local communities. From in APU, the best part is that they take people from all over the world. So even if it is in Bhopal, you would not see a lot of people from Bhopal. Similarly, we were in Bangalore. We didn't see a lot of individuals from Bangalore even. So they have this very habit of picking individuals, from different states to bring that diversity and then to integrate it in a way and fuse, like a very unique combination out of them. So, let's say if I am from Rajasthan and I have my friends now in Chhattisgarh, Jammu, Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, and what not in India is what they try to bring. So, with bringing different individuals together, they are trying to, connect different geographies like that. Because the thought that they are putting into each and every candidate is the same.
Yeah.
So,
So
even when if
basically,
one thread is being taken up all over the India, it's going to impact a lot, I believe. And that's what their approach is all about.
if person do MA in education in as an example in Gujarat, and everybody are Gujarati students, then the exposure they get to learn is less compared to if there is the people from all over the country and maybe all over the world, and if they study together, so it's a different kind of experience. So they are also focusing on that kind of thinking as well.
I don't know, Jay, where do you belong? But there's this school in Ahmedabad, which also has very great teachers.
Yes, that I
Are you
know.
from Ahmedabad?
No, I'm nearby Ahmedabad, but I know the name of actually the owner of that school is from NID, and he is very big change maker, what is the name that school? Actually, one of my cousin, I want to put it over there. So we went to the campus of that school and see it's very creative, and they have designed some curriculum, and that thing is implemented everywhere in the world. So yeah,
Actually, once when there was this whole placement thing happening, so I applied for that, and then
that
I was
school as well.
shortlisted in. But yeah, that school, they hired all of us, and I
Okay,
was
that's
almost
cool.
in that
That's cool.
process, and then I got hired by some other organization in the
Mhm.
meantime. So in APU, we have this rule that if you are hired by an X organization, let's say,
You can't
so the
apply.
Y organization, even when you are selected, you won't be knowing about it. So
Mhm.
it just so happened.
That's good. So yeah, one another thing. So if you like to share about uh, in maybe Banasthali or maybe in APU, which kind of courses can give fresher as a 1 lakh salary? If you like to share something about it.
So when it comes to 1 lakh salary, I'll be very honest, to freshers, it's a dream.
Okay,
I'll be
that's
very
not
brutal in
possible.
this way. It's a dream. Not possible. But when it comes to very technical courses, like let's say MCA, BCA type of stuff, yes, you can. But when it comes to basic things like BA, BEd, which are very basic, not very and like MA,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get. You can get up to, let's say, 50, even 60.
Okay. So maybe after
And there were
3-4
people like
years of
literally coming up from
experience.
8 years of experience, and they got literally 12 lakh package, so like 1 lakh a month. So some even got an APU, not in Banasthali for sure. After BA, BEd, there was no placement being offered
But in
in
another
Banasthali in the
course,
time I was there.
in another
Sorry.
course, in another course, did
In
you
another
see?
course, other courses, like again, that's what I'm saying. Very technical courses, MCA, BCA, yes. Um,
Because
MTech,
as an
BTech,
example,
yes.
I will. So I visited IIT Roorkee. So over there, one of my friends said that so they have a lot of courses. Some are high-ranking courses, some are low-ranking courses. So basically, I'm talking about JEE score-based courses. So the people who are in the low-ranking courses, they are not getting good placements. Even they are in IIT, they get maybe 20,000, 30,000 salary. So what do? They can apply for a software company jobs because it's open for everyone. So they prepare for a programming language and this and that, and they apply. Even if they are mechanical engineer or printing engineer or any other kind of engineer from IIT, they apply in this kind of jobs. So I just want to ask that what are the top ranking course in maybe Banasthali or in APU in which they can get highest. As an example, in TIS it's HRM, and this ODCL, I guess. So they have a highest salary in TIS, but TIS also have that kind of course where the salary is fresher salary is 8,000 or 12,000 or something like that. So this is also
So for APU
happen.
particularly, there's no course which has such a low salary. There's a minimum range that they offer. You can't pay less than that to the students of APU. Okay.
Okay.
So, you would never see a person in APU barely going at 8 or 10K. Not happening.
Okay.
That's for a fact. The minimum range,
That's
I
cool.
guess,
That's
is
cool.
20 or 18,000. There's something like that. And, or not even that. Maybe like the bare minimum is at least 30 if I'm not wrong. I don't have a very clear-cut idea about that, but there's some, like checks and balance that if you can't offer students this much, you're not allowed to take part in APU placement. Okay. Now, when it comes to
Okay.
very
Yes,
technical
that's cool.
courses,
That's
see,
cool.
Azim Premji University offers a wide range of courses. Now, when we are talking of direct placements, like MA in economics is, I believe, one of the highest paid ones. There were people, and MA in development is also good. In APU, when I'll talk about, there was this individual who got a package of 12 lakh.
As a fresher, or do
But
they have
now
experience?
12 lakh, no, he had 8 years of work experience
Okay.
prior to this. Those, as I told you, there were a lot of people of different ages that used to be with us, and that used to bring the comprehensiveness in class. And people like me who were freshers who did internships of 2-3 years, but not, like hardcore work like that. So, obviously when it comes to now how much you are being offered, not 1 lakh per month, but maybe half of it was obviously being offered because I'm throughout a distinction holder when it comes to my resume and stuff. So there were a lot of people and a lot of, let's say not people, I would say a lot of organizations which are interested to take me for the fact that, they knew it that I'm a distinction holder throughout.
Okay.
So maybe because of that fact, they were ready to pay me that much. And there were individuals who were not even getting a job of, let's say, 30 or rather 25 even. There was that even. I think the base range was 20. Like beneath 20, you're not supposed to participate in placements. They will just tell students randomly only about this organization is offering job stuff, but not in placements. The bare minimum range, I think, is 18K or 20K. There's this for sure, not 30.
So basically, maybe
So there are
English medium
people being
schools,
offered that
maybe
much.
English medium schools pay higher salary. People who have a English background,
Indeed. Indeed.
they same like if you are in IT and if you have good English and programming skill, then you can grow very fast.
I believe in APU, in particularly I'll talk about the Bangalore campus because that is where I was in. So I haven't seen the Bhopal campus yet, so I really can't tell you what is it all about. But I've really seen this thing happening over a course of time there that, so in APU Bangalore, like the day you'll come, even when you'll talk to the professors in Hindi, they'll reply to you in English only.
Okay.
So, when it comes to in APU, even those individuals who literally, my naam, like literally that type of people were also there with us. They were also able to speak fluently after a course of 2 years. Because, when you are in the right environment, things do matter and things do impact. And when it comes to English medium, yes, because in today's world, Hindi medium schools are not preferred because English is a global connect language. And obviously people are rushing towards that language. And for that fact, even the basic Hindi medium schools are also now shifting to English mediums.
Because they are not getting students.
A good English medium school. Sorry?
Because they are also not getting a lot of students to study in Hindi medium sometimes.
Maybe like there are Hindi medium schools generally have very less fee structure. Let's say there was this school that I got to know. People are paying 21 lakh for a year. Imagine students coming literally from BMW, Mercedes and G-Wagons and the teacher coming onto Activa. Now imagine that scene.
And actually, as an example,
so that used to be
if as an example, if you want to start a school, you start Hindi medium school, and if you want to get a little bit more money, you start English medium school because you can charge more fees. You can't charge more fees in Hindi medium.
English medium school, you need, I believe, CBSE affiliation.
Yeah, actually
So when you need to start an IB or a there was this school that I would not take the name. There was this another school, which is now a CBSE school. And the people who are there, they have this vision of gradually shifting it to IB and Cambridge curriculums. Now they were of the approach that if we want to start the school, let's start the school. They started the school till 8th. They came to APU. They took the placements. They then, scaled it up till 12th. Now it's a CBSE school. Students are less, but still it's going on. For every venture to work, you need to at least put 8 to 10 years. There was this another school that also came for the placements and they were like, we need this much amount of teachers, this and that, all that drama. They took the students, okay, and then they just wanted a gradual shift and they, then the students are just gone. So when it comes to, there's a lot of dynamics that happen on field. In APU, I was having a discussion with one of my professors of APU lately and I was like, we were so much in that safe space that, now when we have to sometimes face the harsh realities of life, it really just impacts. Because with APU, one thing that is developed in you is being sensitive.
Okay.
The sensitivity that they develop in you towards gender, religion, XYZ things, they'll put you into that zones that you're literally like bashing your head. You just don't know what to do. And, they'll literally put you into those spaces where you sometimes have to make the hard choices. The background. In APU, we were also given the chances to literally teach very rural students, or maybe you can call them slum students. Literally they are murdering each other, like those type of
So basic
communities
attitude
even.
problem.
And like
They don't have attitude for
not
study.
an attitude problem, but violence was very common into those
Yeah.
communities. Like, literally there was a student who murdered somebody and stuff. So that was very common for them. And now you are asking me to be into there. Okay, I can't shout. Let's say they are beating each other. I can't go there in between them. I can't shout on them to stop. Okay, you just stop fighting. I can't do that. Now imagine the situation you are in. You can't like shout. Even when you're seeing them beating each other like anything, you can't stop. You can't scream. You can't just pull them apart. You just don't know. And then you have to, devise a way on how you
Manage.
can, like eventually ease the situation. So that's what, that way, you become very sensitive because they literally will put you into those shoes.
That's cool.
And now you are in that shoe, now you say. So that's a very comprehensive experience, to be very honest. There are a lot of people, you say, ye kar dena chahiye, dunya badal dena
But
chahiye
reality
type
is
of stuff.
different.
I really believe that they should, when they are being put in that shoe, they realize that, this dunya badal denga attitude really doesn't work out.
Maybe you can, but the way you think is not actually implemented. It's not possible to implement.
Maybe if it is a monarchy, maybe yes, because then there'll be a person who would come and XYZ. But if it is not a monarchy, if it's a democracy, then obviously it can't work up the way. If I will say right, you might say left.
Yeah.
So there is a strong possibility of things getting very much apart and maybe things getting very much parallel. So there's a dynamic factor to humans, I believe, in that sense.
So how many languages do you speak?
I speak couple of languages. Fluently, I can speak English and Hindi. Then I can also speak Bridge. Bridge, which is a language of some parts of UP. And then I can also speak a tint of Rajasthani and Marwadi.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand them fully, but I can't really speak them very fluently. And then now I'm able to understand Bhojpuri as well.
And did you learn Kannada language in AP?
Just some
bit?
words,
Okay.
little bit in terms of the words, not really, because it was a typical language. So, I learned few words, but gradually with the course of time, I realized that my South Indian friends taught me very inappropriate words to be used.
Close friends, and where are they from?
Okay, so
which
when it
languages
comes
do
to
they
my
speak?
close friends, so when it comes to my close friends from APU particularly, one is from Uttar Pradesh, one is from Himachal Pradesh, the other one is from Delhi, one is from Chhattisgarh, one is from Karnataka. No, I think one is from Madhya Pradesh. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, and then one of them is from Tamil Nadu. And one of them is from Karnataka, maybe like pan India. And then some distance friends are also from Assam and Jammu Kashmir.
Okay.
But very close ones are the previous
yeah.
states that I told.
Okay.
A lot of people.
And do you think how is the use or maybe scope of other languages like maybe German or French or Spanish? Do you think it is useful, or have you ever think of learning, or I don't know, maybe have you think about these languages? I can understand if we want to go there, maybe at that time we need to think, but still.
There were a lot of friends of mine who used to learn French, okay? And from the time we were in school. But when it comes to learning those, I never felt the need, because I really support that fact of Ramakant Agnihotre. There was this reading I would love to quote from him. He's a fabulous writer, that the home language of the student or the child should not be taken out as a sleeper outside the classroom. And that is the statement that I've always looked forward to, and that's for that fact I now have this very strong perception that I really feel that we really don't need other languages. If we can accept the language we are good at, maybe the history might be in the making. I always used to think in language dynamics, and which is a bit off discussion, but I would still like to ask your view on that. When we speak like English, okay, we should learn English. It's a global language. Who made it? humans only, no? Why not Hindi then? So, that's the thought that I have developed after ABU, that why not the language and the culture that we have? Hindi, Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, whatever. The Indian language is what I'm talking of in general.
So basically, it shows that the thing Britishers want to do, they did it very well, and it shows that we are still labor of them, or
I
something
would
like
not
that.
say we are still the labor of them, but I would just say,
Yeah.
because that
If
is a
they
very
are,
harsh statement to be used,
because
but I would,
wherever the French people rule, these all colonies are having a second or first language is a French. The Portuguese rule the places or countries. The Portuguese or Spanish are there as a second language. So this kind of thing is happening everywhere, not just in India. South Africa
actually,
also have an
maybe,
English language. Canada was a French colony, so they if you want to go to Canada and get a job while studying, you have to learn the French. So it shows that this language and this culture get impacted even after 200 years of burden on India, something like that.
maybe that's for a fact that we have stopped reflecting. I
So
really believe
basically,
what is the core problem? It's about that we don't reflect on what we do. Let's say there are two individuals, okay? One committed murder. Okay, murder would be too severe. Let's say there are two individuals and one did something wrong that he or she shouldn't have done. But the best part would be the other person would be coming to tell this guy or whosoever this fellow is that, you did wrong. The person who has done it would not feel so. Why? Because they don't have the habit of reflecting onto themselves. So, this is something that is a feedback to all the nationwide people, that instead of saying that we were slaves and the mentality of slaves is in us, I really believe that whatever it was, today we being, 21st century people, I really believe that we just need to start reflecting in terms of culture, tradition, each and everything. And I believe then these things, the mentality and all things, it's gonna change for a fact, because then you would be, comparing the two views that I have and you have.
That is
in terms of a lot of different things.
Different thing, but actually, when I see this language issue, so as an example, in the European countries, they have a different countries who speak a single language, like Germany speak German, France speak French, Italy speak Italian. So they have divided based on the language, while in India we are multilingual. So we need maybe some common language to speak with each other, or
I don't agree with that. There was a huge debate in the university for that.
Yeah, but just I am
And
saying
that's
that
when we
as an
believe that.
example,
Yeah, okay.
in south part of India, they don't want Hindi as a language, right? They don't like, they want their language, they want to preserve their language or whatever they have a feeling. Because I also visited Bangalore. If I ask in Hindi, nobody will reply. At auto rickshaw or lot of places we need to speak English, then they reply in a kind of little bit better way. If you speak in Hindi, then maybe they will ignore or something like that, because they want to give priority to their language. So basically, I just want to say that Indian people have to preserve their language, each state or each region, and they can not to bound just English, they can be multilingual. They can also in curriculum they can speak German as well, they can speak Chinese as well. So India actually, today I was watching one video about economy of India, why India is not actually superpower like China or USA. So in that video they are saying that because there is a issues and debates going on because of Russia-Ukraine war, and now Donald Trump become a president in USA, and he want to be superpower and rule whole world. China is also doing something. So basically there is one discussion of what we are lacking of. So actually our economy is closed economy. So we are not actually selling or giving a lot of things to other countries because whatever we had, it's looted by Mughals and after that Britishers. So right now we don't have that amount of natural resources and anything like Arabic countries have. Uh, so something like that, So right now we are fighting inside the our India, and government is also thinking about just to preserve everything or earn money in 5 years, because they don't know, maybe next 5 years will not they have, which is not a problem in China. So I just want to
Maybe.
say that as an example, a lot of Americans, they are learning Hindi as well. They also learn Chinese as well. They also learn Japanese as well, because they want to expand their business. If you are bound to your language, and if you say I will not learn any language, everybody speak my language, and then I will do something with you. So I guess Indian people can every person can be a multilingual if they remove the fear of learning multiple language. So this is my understanding. There is no need of central language. Maybe in India I can speak maybe Marathi and Kannada as well as some Assamese. I have to think from maybe any age to learn these kind of things. Even I can speak Chinese, so I can deal with China as well. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So even the people who are speaking English in USA, they have to learn Chinese and Russian language because they want to make a business with them. So if we want to go global, really, English is not only the language which we need to learn. We have to learn other language to make things happen. Okay, yeah. Did you try to think about, actually you are teaching in the school, but have you maybe think of so basically I want to ask that have you think of teaching in maybe IELTS coaching institutes, or maybe CAT or some kind of competitive exam, or you like to teach higher standards like high school and those places, or did you try to teach on any online platform as a personal tutor? Yeah, you don't
So
have a
the thing
time right
is, when
now,
it comes
but
to,
still.
sorry?
Yeah, actually you don't have much time to do a lot of things. So
Okay, that way. No, I don't agree to that. I believe I have ample amount of time, and because of that, I believe I'm good with managing everything together. Touch wood on that for sure.
that's
But
cool.
when it comes to teaching, I do enjoy teaching. I always say that teaching small grades is not my forte. Like when I say small grades, primary, pre-primary, HKG, UKG students is not something that I can deal. I can teach up to senior secondary, higher secondary. That is like the place I think
Nature
I best
kids.
suit for, because the pedagogy that I work up with can imply on those and obviously higher grades. When it comes to online teaching, no, I haven't. Yes, but there were a lot of online things available and stuff, but I never just got, amount of interest into all those things, because when I come from office, I really write. So I really try to just focus on that and write some articles and, like maybe have my own things going on. So there was this research that I was working on lately. So, when with research, there are thousands of data that you have to get through, hundreds of readings. So for that fact, he didn't go for those areas. Yes, when it comes to, I was being offered from a lot of institute to teach English into competitive exams. So, there are a lot of government exams that happen which require English people to be there. English people in terms of who can teach English. So I was being offered for that as well. But, obviously I denied for a fact, because I believe that right now I can either earn money or I can increase my knowledge base. And I think money can be earned anytime. There is no age for that. But I think right now, I believe being like maybe the younger self of mine, I just feel that right now I'm in a zone where I just need to expand this knowledge base first, and then maybe like I can work out on a way out of it. So for that fact, I'm not doing it. But yes, there are a couple of offers that I've gotten for coaching. Also, I got a lot of offers from neat people because
Yeah, neat,
they
yeah. They
sometimes
also need
offer this
English.
whole package thing. Yeah, like 11, 12, and then 10th, 11, 12, then they prepare you for neat stuff. Then there are these government exams. So there also they need those people. So for that fact, yes. But then it's all about your management.
And did you try any artificial intelligence tools in your life? And do you have any experience? How is your response to this kind of
So
things?
AI was mostly used in my university by people to complete the assignments. But
Do they
it's
allow?
always said no that listen, I'm just saying that only. People used to use it a lot, but when it comes to there is a reason for calling them not teachers but professors. Okay. So they used to give us certain assignments that you try your level hard. You won't be able to do it from AI. You can't do them from AI. Like I used to really call some of my teachers literally professors for a fact, because in these places you really don't have a culture of calling somebody sir or ma'am. They treat you like equals. So like I have really seen that with them, that out of nowhere they are like, I used to call certain people professor for this fact, because they are very clever by their brain. They know what they want to bring out of you, and they will do it. Like write a reflection on XYZ visit to your this school. They will literally send you for 1 month or 2 months to that school just for a visit. Just go there, just observe what is happening, and come back and reflect. And then they'll ask you to do something on that. How would you copy that? There's no way. So AI, yes, we all use it, but just to maybe let's say improvise, or just to check the grammar check or the spell check, nothing more. A few people are damn smart than we could even think of. And also there is this thing that I believe that there is AI, artificial intelligence is very good taken, but there also has to be some human intelligence. Now what happens if I ask you to do this, you will do it with AI. Where's your brain working? So what is the need of this knowledge base if there is AI? So maybe I'm from that old school kind of thought that I
No,
believe that
actually, that is
humans
true.
need to
But
have.
you know, I'm just asking. Maybe you have used in to make some small intro or some converting image
Never.
into video and improve your
No.
something like that.
The thing is that I knew using all this. There was this online course that I did, so I know using all this. But I believe if I have to really challenge myself, I need to really think. So what I used to do, I used to do the whole thing by my own self, and then I used to put on it just to check what would it say. So because if I'll do everything with AI, then I would have a rustic feeling in my head deep down. I have seen people doing everything with AI, and then when you ask them even to just write a simple reflection of 10 lines, they are not able to. So I don't want to be handicapped by AI for sure. And that's my stand on the question.
And you are also thinking in a way that you start as an example. Maybe you remember I explained about one of my teacher who teach me English, and his material means audio cassettes and the other material written by him in English language. So it is used by other coaching institute, other classes. So miss, do you also try to, maybe as you are writing blogs on different thoughts, but you also try to make this kind of content maybe which can be useful, or maybe some of these publishers by watching or seeing your content, maybe some publishers want to
Not
write
by
some
writing,
part.
not in terms of writing. Not in terms of writing. But yes, when it comes to, there are a lot of students of mine whom I teach and who have literally suggested me that, ma'am, you should try this online. But I just feel sometimes that for studying part, there's a lot of channels who are doing fabulous job, and I don't think that I'll be able to justify that much. And for that fact, I'm staying away from that for sure. But yes, maybe that's a feedback that I've gotten from a lot of students, because I don't teach them like you need to read a line. I'll quote one fictional incident, Okay. And then from that, and this brings me to this poem, and I will make them all close their books. And they'll be like, okay, they will feel that I'm telling something about my life, which is not my life, which is a fictional life that I create just to create a base of that chapter. And they're so much into that story, and gradually with that story of mine, I'll give the summary of the chapter via that. And then I'll be like, in the end, I'm like, okay, and this was the story of this XYZ chapter. And literally this used to happen by the end of the academic year. My students were like, if I was like, do you know what happened? And they're like, ma'am, we know you are completing another chapter. Huh? Don't try this with us. And even when a simple conversation, they're like, ma'am, we know you are completing a chapter. I'm saying, no, I'm not doing that. So maybe if this strategy, it's good, I should try. But maybe like I have this gut feeling that there are more better people sitting out there who help students.
You are that better people. Actually, you are that better person, You can produce.
Thanks for the compliment again, Jay.
You can produce.
I just feel that.
As an example, if you see, or if you have if you heard audios of Osho, so Osho have a very deep knowledge, and the way you explain the things with examples and stories, he also do the same thing. And after watching his videos and audios, lot of other spiritual gurus, when you hear them, motivational speakers, when you hear them, they are also using the same stories to explain something which was used by Osho. And maybe Osho was also using some another stories he maybe read at that time, maybe reading Bhagavad Gita or any other thing, and in that way he have that kind of thinking, and after whatever he speak with explanation and lot of understanding. So basically you are also doing that to teach English, and in that way so basically I want to say that the audios of Osho still are kind of alive right now. So maybe if you make maybe audio video content or written content, maybe it will use because as an example, the content is available by maybe written by Oxford or Stanford or that kind of publishers. The examples they give, it's not relevant to Indian context sometimes, so maybe you are using some Indian context in your classroom. So this is just an idea. Right now you are busy, but maybe in future you can also have a time. If you can start doing small steps. If you have time, you can do it as well.
Sure, I'll take that into consideration. Thanks for the confidence building, by the way, Jay. Good work.
So actually, this is very interesting thing. I always compare a lot of motivational speakers because I listen a lot of Osho audios. So I find out that this motivational speaker used this example from his audiobooks. I comment.
There were a couple of my students who I just met, and they, really, I don't know what is wrong with them or stuff. They really come to me and they literally just sometimes says that, ma'am, like you should try this, you should try that. So, I have just got this habit because I have gotten numerous feedback from them where they're like, ma'am, you should put it online. And ma'am, you are going to blast the stage out of it. And there are people who are like, ma'am, if I ask them to subscribe my channel, I have a very small channel. And if I ask them, you do subscribe, they're like, ma'am, please koi padhane ka mat batana. So, that's because of that, I'm not putting that content in there. There are students who are saying, ma'am, you should try into, again, some are like saying teaching, some are saying, ma'am, you should try stand-up. I said, I can just stand up. That's enough for me. They're like, no, ma'am, you should start stand-up comedy once. Like, do it for us once. Because, that's what I do. Today also, there was this 2-period session that I got with my students. And I made them sit in a circle. Okay. And I started making them do the activity where they are getting to touch each other. Because I saw in my students that they were like, oh, like someone touches. So they'll be like, oh, someone touched me. Not in a very positive way. So I made them do an activity. Now if I'll ask them to do, they won't do. So I started doing it with them. I started rushing towards them. I said, now we are not allowed to touch anybody. Okay. You have to walk, but close to each other. and you have to put your hand in hand like that, and there'll be two people standing besides you. And in the end, they all were like, "Oh, ma'am, we loved it." So they were like, "Ma'am, you should put it online." I said, "There's no way this is gonna work." Again, I believe that there's a lot of confidence building from a lot of people, but still,
Yeah,
in my head, it is somewhere that
it's
there
okay.
are again best people
Yeah,
sitting out there which have more knowledge base than me. So once I'll develop that base, for sure, maybe someday you'll see that content right on Soumya Sharma captures.
actually, I feel that these days everybody are consuming a lot of social media. That's why they also want to digitize everything. Record. So in that way, also they are
Yeah,
saying something like that. If if
absolutely.
kids giving phones in the classroom, they are also recording everything and put it online. It's a kind of habit of everyone.
Yeah, true. In my class, I have this very weird habit. People find it weird. I don't. I ask everyone to close their books. You're not allowed to open books in my class.
Mhm.
You're not allowed to do so. You have to close your book. And when it comes to, I just have this very habit of changing my pitch. I'll be screaming on the top of my voice, and
Mhm.
then suddenly my pitch will go low. And if you're focused on a book, on those print text, you won't be able to get the teaching experience I want to offer you.
Mhm.
And really, like whatever I'm seeing related to teaching, and this is not what I'm just saying for saying sake.
Mhm.
I really do it in the class. And I used people, you were like, there are a lot of people, okay, which is, this conversation is a bit off track, but still I would like to put, there are a lot of technical people, okay, who haven't had this type of education and don't even have this thing in their head. And then, they just try to hamper the way I teach, like anything.
Mhm.
They'll try their level hard that I should stop it. Because what happens with this type of teaching, because students are getting a belief that, okay, there is somebody out there to listen to us.
Mhm.
Because of that fact, they would eventually love you the way you are. And once they love the way the teacher is, then they are going to take the stand for the teacher, which might not be liked by others. And then, that particular teacher faces a lot of stuff out of that.
So
So
basically,
maybe
you are
there's
talking about office politics kind of thing because you are getting
I
popular
would,
in.
I would pertain myself to using that word, but I think
Yeah, I
the
also
science
face
is
this
enough
thing.
for the intellectual.
I also face this kind of thing because if you are getting popular because of your any kind of nature or maybe your skills, the people who don't like, they will start trying to create problems. Backstabbing.
They're level hard. They're level hard.
So
So,
this kind of thing
that
happened
I
with
just take
me.
it that this is life. Hmm.
It's difficult. So after some time, I try to not be always natural. Uh, Try to. It's not possible to make happy every means to keep happy everyone, but still I try to manage. So I don't need
I
to
believe you can't make
after.
happy everyone, so maybe you can make happy yourself. Like for yourself, you can do that. And I believe for now, I'm doing it for my own self. I'm just having the satisfaction that whatever I'm doing, I'm justifying the job I am in.
Yeah,
And that's a satisfaction I sleep with, for sure.
it's cool. And yeah, what kind of books do you read or suggest if you like to share in general? Because it's very big field, but still.
Mhm. Okay, so I have this small library of my own read books. So, I love to read. So
Mhm.
one of the book that I would really suggest, I am more into self-help, business, and fictional kind of stuff. I used to never read any fictional book. I used to find them, I'll be very honest, I used to find this very waste of time. Okay. And I was
Self-help
very
book,
adamant on not fictional books.
fictional books are okay.
Fiction. The genre I'm talking of is fiction. So I was like very, concise that I won't try that. And once I still remember I was on the airport and I saw this book, white and red cover. And I just don't know what happened. I just felt so much attracted towards that cover only that I thought I just need to read it once. So now when it comes to, I suggest two books to everybody. One is Eight Signs of Love by Jay Shetty. It's just not about what we think of it. It's more about self-love and mindfulness, which is very important.
Motivational
Very, very
speaker, right?
important.
Jay Shetty means what?
Jay
He
Shetty.
is a motivational speaker, yeah.
Yeah, Jay Shetty is. So first book is The Eight Science of Love by Jay Shetty. And the other book is, which is not that popular, but the other book is From Ouch to Oops by Ram G. Vallat. He's a
Mhm.
Marathi,
Writer.
Maharashtra-based fellow who is now in America and stuff. But
Mhm.
there was this book which is basically his biography.
Mhm.
But once you'll read it, you'll just get through, you'll just get that enthusiasm. And there is also another book that I'm currently reading, which also I would suggest to people, is No Rules Rules by Reed Hastings. I
Mhm.
really like that book because that talks a lot of things about the organization as a whole. All
Mhm.
those people who really want to, let's say, someday have an organization, and with a good culture, sustainable organization which works even without the leader, then a good leader is very important. But let's say the leader has to go on a vacation. So, the organization needs to be set on its own foot. So that book, I think, is
It's
really,
also
really
good.
good.